I'm
Yeah,
ready.
guess how much money I had? $263.
Man,
Oh.
you need 420.
I'm sorry, Sal. Do you want to give me the rest of the money?
How much would the difference be?
I gotta do math.
Oh
I'll
my
tell you
God.
in like a week.
I just remember what we were about to do. Now I have anxiety.
151.
Weren't we just gonna talk to Dania?
I don't know what you're gonna do. Here,
I
why
mean,
don't
I
we start
told her
the game
that
and
I
up
was
my
find out?
going
notes.
towards the home that she already told me not to go to. So
I have a recap. I wrote up a recap.
That's we were planning to talk to her with sending messages before we did anything.
Yeah. I was trying to look up other ways of long distance communication. There's only like 3 or 4, and it
You have to
sucks.
at this
Spell
point
phone.
you'd have to homebrew something because there's
Yeah, I
no
think next game
it's
I'm gonna have to have Walden come up with like a portable
Spell
version
phone.
of the scrying mirror. Spell phone.
well that still requires people to have a scrying one. Like couldn't Goff just do a ritual casting of
Well,
sending
you
and
know,
then have it be
phones are
like
expensive.
it's like an unlimited
You know
speaking for
what?
like a few
You
minutes
know
or
what?
something.
How about this? We're gonna do that starting this session because I'm fucking tired of this goofy game we play with sending.
Well, yeah, because it's basically like wait until we're about to go to sleep and then send a fuck ton of messages because so I don't blow my spell
So
points in case
here's a
combat
homebrew. Here's a
happens.
homebrew. Eldath just came down and said you can now ritual cast sending.
Oh my god.
It
well, it's
require
funny 'cause
make
you
it
can
make it
only
like
do it 6
require
times an
make it
hour.
require
Then
like 20 minutes to set it up and then it lasts for like 2 or 3 minutes and then I can or like 5 minutes
I'm
or
gonna
something.
say. I'm gonna
And
say.
then
I mean, honestly, there's nothing that I can do to like balance at this point. I thought about making it have like a money ingredient to use, like you like have to drop a coin into the payphone, but
and then Nico busts through the roof in her fucking van. I got you covered, asshole.
Eldath just counts it just bust through the
That's
wall.
that's basically Eldath.
Okay,
She
but
busts in when it matters most. She's like, I got you covered, Goff.
for real, what we'll say is you can ritual cast it as normal, and then when you finish ritual casting it, you have 10 minutes of uninterrupted communication with us.
Yeehaw.
wow.
But to use it in this way, you actually have to have known and met the person before.
Fine, great.
Okay.
Sounds good
So
to
that's
me.
what we'll do. So we don't have to play this stupid 24 word limit bullshit.
It's just a
Tell
weird
that.
it's a weird like annoying research management clunky thing that
is.
it
It's
just it feels
stupid. I don't like it.
unnecessary. Like how much is it really preventing me from like how much advantage is it going to give me if I can ritual cast it? It's just
Exactly. I don't care. It's dumb, and I want there to be cell phones in this game.
like well, I mean there could be. It's just they haven't been invented yet, so spreading them out is going to be a weird thing that's happening like towards the end of the story,
It's
probably.
true.
It's just a
I mean,
weird timing
eventually, in
thing.
a couple more levels, you'll have access to telepathy, and then you can just do that anywhere.
Yeah.
I'll also say
Walden's
that you
going
can't
to
do it.
make the Walden network.
Yeah.
Cell
Maybe
phone.
there can be cell phones in the next game. Probably
Okay.
not, because I'm pretty sure that's not the world that
I
we're
mean,
going
there were
to. But
probably cell phones so at some point, so maybe someone finds the old technology and refurbishes it.
maybe.
Anyway,
Well,
I'm gonna start
Okay.
WTNT,
WTNT Walden
telecommunications and
and
telephony.
oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I just went to the funny word. I didn't say anything smart.
What'd you say?
I
Did you say the T word?
I just said
Okay.
tits. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. We should
Fuck
start.
tits.
I keep
Okay,
derailing this.
all right. I'm gonna
It's my
start now.
fault. I kept talking about
There's a robot.
dumb shit.
Okay. When last we left you, Blue Hearts, you were tracking down your third bounty, a notorious orc warlord named Borgash of the Evoking Hand. To begin, you journeyed to the cold steel sanctuary of Crankshaft Hold. Your curious cook Holg Halftusk joined you on your journey, desiring to see the land of his people and to learn new cuisine from the orcs. In Crankshaft, you encountered a diplomat from the Orc Nation who was on business to the dwarf capital to discuss tensions between orc settlers and dwarven homesteaders. Making your way south, you came across the Steelsong homestead, marked by a grand forge with a new airship being built. Hiraeth spoke to her mother about the blood of Steelsong and the Cloak Shadow clan, and learned of the betrayal and genocide committed by her great-grandfather Dagald, the last legendary Skald. You joined up with an orc trading caravan and headed south into the new territory. Stopping on the border at the cattle town of Rogzen, you learned from your caravan companions of recent attacks on patrols. You spoke with Niga One-Eye, the town's leader, and learned that dwarves from a small village seemed responsible for the slaughter. The village was Darkrun, a place that you had learned is the ancestral home of the Cloak Shadow clan, Danya's family. So that is where we pick up. It is about noon, with the smell of meat and ripe cattle on the brisk highland winds, and as you sit about your inn room at the Rustler's Respite, resolving to explore the town and discover more on these attacks, Blue Hearts, what do you wish to do?
Just as a more minor part of that recap, so I'm remembering correctly, we said we wanted to go deal with this, but we said we were going to talk to Danya first, and we also told Holg we were probably going to do this.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
we
you
were
gave Hulk
leaving
some money
Hulk
so that he could
behind
hang
to
out
stay
here.
in the end. Yeah.
And I believe
guess-
you also said that you were planning to investigate the town and talk to people and find out about the attacks.
Yes.
Sure, we can do that. Or we can
These
just
are
go
all
talk
just
to
the
Don-
notes that I have of the things you guys said you wanted to do. So, it's up to you.
I mean, I don't know who we'd talk to. I guess we already talked to the leader. Who would
Again,
know
it's up
more
to
than
you.
her?
Mm.
We can maybe go out and try to find some scouts. Try to talk.
Sure. I don't know. We kind of stopped at a weird point where there wasn't really anything happening, so I'm not really sure. Like, I thought we were just gonna go right into talking to Donnie, and I can do that. Other than that, I mean, I'm fine with whatever anyone wants to do.
Oh my god, I will say, most of you guys are muted, so it's going to be a very
Yeah.
quiet session. Okay, so what do you wish to do?
Sorry, whenever it's been more than a week, I always have a harder time getting back into Goth's headspace.
No, it's fair.
So we're just in the inn room right now.
Yeah, you're just
Like
hanging out
all
in the
of
inn room.
us.
Yep, Hulk is there.
Oh,
Actually, no, Hulk left to go.
Hulk's
hang-
gone.
talk
He's
with
doing.
the
He's
bartender to learn
He's
cuisine.
off irritating orcs about the cooking.
It's
I
about
think we
afternoon right now.
rested. Yeah.
Well, Wraith, what would you think we should do? Do you want to speak to Danya now, or do you want to look around a bit?
Well, I feel like we can speak to Danya whenever, but there's probably a point where the scouts either go on their duty or they go to bed, so it might be more time pertinent to speak with them.
Oh, very well. Do you think they'll know anything more that the Niga would not?
I mean, they probably know about the same, but it's worth hearing how they put it. I mean, they're the ones out there. They probably know which places they avoid and what they've seen or what they've heard.
Fair enough. I suppose we should go looking for them then.
Let's go do it then.
And we'll go do it.
Okay. So you head out down into the main floor of the tavern, making your way out into the streets. As you go, you pass by that surly bartender who gave you a hard time before, and you see that Holg is there talking his ear off, and the guy is just like looks in almost as if he's in physical pain. You make your way out into the center of the town, which is marked by this large circular green grassy knoll type area with a totem in the middle on it, sort of like a ritualistic area. And then all around this central area are various buildings. Some of them seem residential. Some of them seem like small businesses. And then to your north is the stronghold where you met with Niga and where the military folks are.
What was the other direction? Not the fortress. What was the other one? I
So
blacked out for a second.
yeah, so for the north you have the stronghold where all
Fortress.
the
Okay.
soldiers are. South is out of town, and then just all around this central area, it's sort of like a circular town square. It's like a town circle, I guess, which includes the Rustler's Respite, which you just exited, as well as various other what look to be not necessarily businesses, but like places where they do trade, and then maybe a few residential homes, and then there's residential sprawl that just goes out in other directions. And to the very outskirts of the town, you see large open fields where they're cultivating dire wolves and arachnoxen.
I forgot about the arachnoxen.
Ugh,
God, what a nightmare creature.
just remembering that awful
Patty,
video.
since you weren't here last time, for your benefit, there are special cattle that the orcs use called arachnoxen, and they are basically they look like oxes. They look like oxes, but with
Patrick.
Hi, Patty. They look like They look like oxen, but they have the 8 legs like a spider, like 8 spindly legs. They sort of scuttle around.
It's terrible.
It's just like if you
hate
could
it.
take a terrible horse's legs, give him double that, and make it worse.
Ugh. Well, I guess scouts are probably
Well,
wherever their military is, right?
I think we would just be going back to the fortress.
Yeah, I guess so.
Probably should have just asked them while we were there.
Well, their leader doesn't have to know.
What'd you say?
Their leader doesn't have to know. Less because
Oh.
she would be suspicious, more because it's just embarrassing.
Hmm. May as well go ask them our questions.
So you make your way back toward the stronghold, right up to the entrance where those 2 big burly orcs were the last time.
Yeah.
They kind of eye you.
Yeah, you're back to talk. You haven't left to do the job yet.
Well, we're in the information gathering phase, trying to prepare ourselves for what we're going to try to do. So, do you know if there are any scouts that have returned to town that would be willing to speak with us, just so we can better understand what it is we're up against here?
Battlemaster 1, I bid all the scouts return to camp. There haven't been any out since the attacks began.
So
Where are they
if
all
anyone-
hanging out?
You could head over to the barracks.
Okay.
Kind of motions
Sure.
to another building that's within the compound.
Thumbs up.
Thank you.
Snorts at you like.
Are
sniffs.
these the guys that were like 10 feet tall?
Yeah.
These
They're
aren't
very
the same
dwarf.
guys, are they?
Yep.
That's too
How?
tall.
They
Not
were
the ones from Crankshaft. These are other boys. They're
Right.
also-
That's what I meant. Okay,
you notice
so
that
they're
not all of
the
them.
size
You,
of
you notice
giant.
that not all of them are this big. Like there seem to be very specific types of orcs that are this big, and you
Do they
notice from their
Urukai?
tattoos. You notice from their tattoos that the ones who are this big have the symbol of the Iron Hand on them, the Iron Hand clan.
they're all wearing stilts. That's what makes them unique.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which, as Niga explained, the Iron Hand clan are the ones that
It's
generate the soldiers and the grunts and the warriors.
Falk won't get this, but this is just making me think of that fucking SpongeBob episode where they're in their arena, the fry cook off or whatever, and
Yeah.
it's like they're doing the introduction to the really scary guy, and it was
This
this
guy
huge
who's holding
fucking
a real competitor.
yeah, it was this incredibly insanely buff man, like giant fish man. He turns around and like it was like Patrick strapped to his back or
Yeah.
whatever. I'm sorry, Pat. It was
I
just this.
could
It was just making me just imagine these orcs that are just like way too thick, that are just like they can't get through a doorway because their shoulders are so broad.
They are dummy thick.
This guy is holding the real competitor.
Okay, so we can walk over to the barracks.
Imagine that with Goff, and then Roscoe's tied to his back.
Oh my god! What if you got like a little papoose?
Oh yeah! Oh, now I gotta get a papoose to put Roscoe in.
Whenever I think of papoose, I just think about us. No, this is divergent. I was just thinking about us and Vesper and and Eureka.
Oh yeah, basically carrying around this person who has not no idea what's going on, trying to protect her from getting one shot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank
that's
you,
it, Ren,
thank you for linking it. Thank you. That's why
Oh my
I think
God,
I'm just
stop.
imagining the orc with bodies like this.
Pretty much. Okay, so you guys
Okay.
wanted to go to the barracks.
We're going to the barracks.
All right, so
Sure.
you make your way over to another very large building is within this compound adjacent to the stronghold. The barracks itself is very similar in construction. Lots of very sharp and pointy motifs throughout. Very similar to like basically orc
World of
barracks from Warcraft. Yeah, essentially. You make your way inside. You see a lot of them are sleeping. A lot of
Oh.
these orcs seem to be in their bunks, probably bored out of their minds because they've been told
Oh.
to come back to camp and not go out into the wilderness. You do notice to your left as you enter, sitting on her bunk, you see an orc woman. Bronze skin. She's got very short cropped hair with a bit of a mohawk going.
Nice.
She is currently very very pronounced tusks that seem to reach up toward her kind of stretch up like a good inch or so, and she is currently sitting there what looks to be stringing her bow and sort of doing a little maintenance on her bow, her long bow. And to her left, you see sitting, lying on the ground next to her is what looks to be a wolf.
Oh,
Oh,
a pup.
dog.
Yes. We should go maybe talk to her then. And her wolf.
Yeah. Do you want me to talk to her, or do you want to talk to her?
We can both talk to her.
Okay.
I will approach and say hello.
She looks up at you guys as you all enter, and she kind of nods to you and continues stringing her bow.
We have heard about the situation that has befallen the scouts of this town. We're going to try to do what we can to put an end to it, but I was wondering if there's any details, any specifics, anything you noticed, you or anybody else here, but not necessarily wanting to wake anyone, but anything you think that might be helpful for us to know.
She pauses for a minute. Oh, I can't say that there is any of the patrols that were attacked were slaughtered to a man.
So you've never seen or heard anything?
No one got.
No one knows for sure who did it, but all of the attacks occurred near that dark rune.
No one who was attacked survived.
That's correct.
How inconvenient. Hmm.
This is probably a right grisly subject, but Gatsby? Sorry, he's knocking everything over. I'm trying to decide if I should even ask this. Hold on. I might not. I know that it was said that those that you've lost, you found with their heads mounted along the roads as a warning.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you ever... Yeah, it's bad. Did you ever find the rest of the remains? Would you be able to say, like, were they cut down with weapons? Was there magic involved? Do you have any knowledge of this?
No.
Okay.
Verna says, ew, gross.
Yeah, the first time
No
Verna heard it, the first time Verna hears it, it completely breaks personality. It just goes, ew, gross!
Ew, gross.
Icky!
Verna's been just an absolute Valley girl this whole time.
Oh my god. Where are we? She says,
Mito tries to talk to Verna, and she just goes, as if.
That's ew.
Sorry, okay, please, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Verna voice. Whatever.
okay.
Sorry.
Alright. I lost it. I don't know where I am
No,
anymore.
we pretty much answered. Like, I asked if they knew what they fought against or if there was any magic.
And
And
she
they
said
no.
she didn't know.
Yeah,
The
she
lady
did.
did.
She didn't know.
Hmm. All right. Well,
The warnings were clean. Heads severed neatly.
So it's probably not some untrained field hand that's decided to get a little angry. Seems like they are far better trained than that.
Gives me an idea, though.
I think the evidence is all pouring into the same pot at this point.
Yeah.
This is done with exact measure. This is done with precision of a professional who's used to doing this sort of thing. I gather. I think we all, you and I both know, there's no doubting who isn't responsible for this at this point.
Well, if it ended up being anybody else, I would be very surprised.
Wanna go bail them out?
I will turn to the Gatsby. Sorry, he's literally knocking everything off.
I hear it.
I hear it too.
Hold on. I will just turn and nod to the orc woman and say thank you for your time, so we can maybe start meandering.
She nods and pets her wolf a little bit.
Woof.
What's your
What's his
wolf's name?
Yeah, it's very important.
Urag.
Oh. He seems like a
Your
very good
ears.
boy.
It means fierce in the orc tongue.
Oh. I don't know, Mito. You want to roll an animal handling check?
I wouldn't recommend it. He only allows those close to him that earn his respect.
Oh no.
Uh
Mito.
oh.
Are you really gonna roll and go for it?
I really hope Mito doesn't get bit. Oh dear.
You start
Could be
reaching toward
worse.
Urag, and you see the hairs on the back of his neck starting to raise, and he begins to growl, and he looks like he's about to lunge at you.
We appreciate your time. I wish the best to you and your comrades, and I'll
She
let you
nods.
know.
She goes back to her maintenance.
I will make my way out of here. I guess. I don't think there's much more
Yeah.
we can.
No, there's not.
Well,
Well, we learned
nothing,
a little. Well, we're more certain now.
Pretty
I
much.
suppose.
You wanna
We've
go
limited-
talk to your
Go ahead.
lady there and
I suppose we should probably talk to Danya.
You know, she wasn't clear about why. Maybe she will enlighten us a little more if we speak with her at length about this particular reasoning. Maybe
Situation.
going
certainly
head
seems-
first into the situation may not be of the brightest choice at the moment.
No, we should definitely If she has her reasons, I would prefer to know what they are specifically, just in case we don't make something far worse.
We are of the same mind here. Well, why don't we get back to how I forgot what it's called.
The Rustler's Respite.
The Rustler's Respite.
Howdy.
Gatsby.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Oh god, ow. He's just pushing off of me with all his paws.
Gatsby's respite.
Gatsby's respite.
Gatsby's gumbo.
Gatsby's
Gumbo out of Gatsby.
No!
It would have cat food in it.
Falk has disadvantage in the next roll he makes as a
Yeah.
DM.
That's mean.
I think I have advantage forever.
No, that's not true. If you threaten to eat Alex's cat, you have disadvantage.
No, I mean I usually get disadvantage anyway because I roll like
Gatsby made
shit.
the gumbo. It's full of tuna.
Okay.
Does she like tuna?
Probably. I've never given it to him.
Oh.
Ah.
Gatsby will probably
Alright.
eat anything.
I guess we'll go back to our inn room just to
Okay.
settle down for this text
Long
message
winter's nap.
conversation.
Alright.
Or this phone call, whatever the fuck you'd call it.
You make your way back to the Restless Rest, but as you head inside, you now look over to the bar and you actually see that Holg is behind the counter now with the other bartender, and they are working together cooking something.
How
Does the guy look
enthusiastic
irritated, or does he
the
look...
guy look? Yeah.
He looks focused. He looks like he's really interested in what
Has
Hulk is showing him.
Has Holg rolled some really high charisma checks?
Holg's making his
the
way.
universal language of cuisine. What
I
do you say?
love him. He's such a good boy.
Goff looks up kind of absent-mindedly as we walk past this, and then he keeps moving, and then he backs out from behind like a wall and looks at it again. He's like, how does he keep doing that?
He shared with him a little bit of the Holgen does.
A Holgen
It's a peace
Is it-
peace offering.
Is it me who's awkward?
I mean, you're not wrong.
I think he's just so.
I always thought that
upfront
he
and
was a bit
genuine.
awkward, but is it me? Am I the one who has trouble talking?
Well, Goff, you didn't talk for a very long time, so.
That's true.
I
I
always
don't
thought
think
that it
you're
was because he
particular.
wasn't. I mean, I guess it's.
Well, you know, he's just so forthright and honest. It's just so hard to stay gruff at him.
It's really hard to say no to food, too.
That's true.
I pat Goff's elbow.
I just feel bad. I always feel like I make him uncomfortable.
I think.
I think everyone makes them uncomfortable to an
We're
extent.
technically his employers, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like when your boss comes over to you and you're like, oh shit, am I gonna get the pink slip?
I don't know what any of this means.
I don't know either. Never mind.
I didn't really learn about what it means to be an employer, so I'm still not quite sure what that is. But anyway, I'll carry on up the stairs or down the hall or whatever the fuck it is.
Okay. Yeah, you head to the second floor. Make your way back to your room. You all head on in. Okay. What do you wish to do?
Okay. If you give me some time, I can try to open a connection to Danya so we can speak. I can speak with her. In the meantime, Haraith, why don't you, if you want to say anything specifically that I can repeat to her, think about that. Otherwise, I will just.
Going to say largely what the situation is as you understand it. Just that's that this orc town of Rogzen is under attack from who we suspect are from Darkrune, and that if we do nothing, they feel as though they will be forced to attack.
Okay, well, I will do my best, but if I need specifics, I suppose I'll ask. Because doesn't sending happen kind of all within your head? It doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't speak out loud, right? Okay, so
You're just gonna project it like Stitch.
Okay, then I'll do a ritual. This brand new ritual casting of sending
Okay.
spell.
It's amazing. You've never done this before, Goff. How did you learn this? No, I'm kidding.
I don't know how we're gonna. We'll
Magic.
just pretend that it's always been this way.
So, Goff, you sit down on the bed and fold your arms and concentrate and begin channeling this spell in a way that you've never done it before.
Okay. So we're doing it different. We're pretending that I've never. So we're actually saying that this is the first time
This
I've ever done
inspiration came to you at night. This divine inspiration.
Okay.
And you begin casting this spell in a way that you've never done before, and closing your eyes and focusing. And after about 10 minutes, you open your eyes, and yet you do not open your eyes. You find yourself. To everyone else, you are still sitting there on the bed, your eyes closed, but to you, you are sitting in a tranquil grove with water trickling nearby. And you glance over, and you see Dania sitting there too, and she's got a bowl of soup in her hand, and she's looking at you like,
Looking
That's
really
like
confused.
sexual.
So this is
she's like
so-
half in the motion of eating of like the spoon is in her mouth, and she's like looking all around like, what?
So you're telling me that when I do this, it's not just like a phone call. I like literally bring them into like a fucking like chill ass like grove chat room.
Yes.
This
is
middle of
IRC.
whatever they're doing. What? Oh.
GM jail.
This is totally IRC.
Well, this is.
What is this?
Hello, Dania. This is my apologies. It is a sending spell, but something that I've kind of it is something that came to me through meditation. Sort of an elaborated version of it.
Okay.
I-
Did you want something? And she says as
Yes.
she continues eating her ethereal soup.
I'm sorry to bother you in the middle of your meal.
It's okay. I mean, as long as I wasn't in the middle of a job, I mean, that would have been pretty bad.
Well, yes. I suppose just as a gamble at that point. We, as I believe, I sent a message to her before, didn't I? We briefly explained something, or did Haraith do that? Oh, she did the sending stone. Haraith did the sending stone.
Yeah,
That's
I did
right.
that.
What-
Yeah,
what-
and
Going this
Haraith
way.
warned Haraith. Yeah, Haraith said she was going this way, and Dania warned her to kind of avoid Darkrune,
Okay.
where her family lives.
Well, as Haraith told you, we are currently in the Highlands. We're now in the Orcish ancestral lands. And we've come to discover that there have been many orc scouts, possibly others who have been slaughtered quite cleanly, heads put on spikes, and they are planning to. The orcs are planning to attack, aren't they? Is that correct?
The orcs are planning to besiege Morbashar for aid and get basically a big army to come down on that village.
Okay. Orcs are planning to get together an army for a battle to come down on Darkrune, where these killings seem to be coming from.
Why? No.
We think that the Cloak Shadows are in some way responsible or involved.
No. You're wrong.
Well, we don't. We
But
just think.
What
I mean,
what evidence? What evidence do you have?
It is the only village that they have not been able to get at. The leader of Rogzen has not been able to get close, and the remains that were left as a warning were done quite professionally. They were not a mess. They were not savage. They were not torn by barbarians. They were as if professional.
My family, they keep to themselves. Yeah, they're insular, but they wouldn't kill anyone unless they were attacked.
Does your family have a great sense of patriotism or pride?
No.
Do they care? Do they have a great hatred for orcs?
No.
You're certain of this?
Yes. Look, my family may be assassins, but they're my family. They love me. They're good people.
It's not about whether they love you or not. I'm sure that's true. It's not.
You can't go there.
What is there that you are worried about? You're worried about us hurting them.
I'm worried about
us.
Hiraeth, because if they don't know what she looks like.
And you want it to remain that way.
Yes, because the moment they know what she looks like, they will follow you to the ends of the earth. They will kill her. They will kill all of you. They will kill anyone you ever loved.
Why would they kill all of us?
Because of something her brother said. I don't know. They've made some deal with him.
See, that is one thing. Do you think her brother could be enticing them to do these acts?
No, I never met him.
Well, he's not my brother, but I have encountered him, and he is. Well, if I had the liberty to do so, I would describe him with words I wouldn't normally use. He is a terrible little man.
Listen. My parents, my grandparents, my family, they wouldn't work with a steel song unless he made them a very convincing offer.
I'm not surprised he did such a thing. He is a slimy little one. He seems concerned with greed and his power and overcoming Hiraeth in all possible aspects.
I don't think that's... My family wouldn't care about money in this situation. If it was even a steel song, could offer them all the money in the world and they wouldn't take it.
I'm not saying it's money. I don't know what it is, but he seemed quite determined in the brief moments that we had to deal with him, that he would stop at nothing to overcome, to come out from underneath Hiraeth's shadow.
Look, okay, that's fine. I don't know anything about him. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what his reasons are. All I know is that the rest of my family seems to be on board with it for the time being. And if they find out who Hiraeth is, they will kill her. And they are very, very powerful.
Do you think that he has convinced them that he is the next legendary Skald? Do you think?
I don't think they would care if they were legend. They would not care if he was a legendary Skald.
They would not. Why do that? I mean,
because they hate them. They hate the steel songs.
Okay.
Because the steel songs used them.
Right. That's right. You told me that.
My grandfather was the one who traveled with Dagald.
Okay. Well, then, at this point,
I just don't see them as attacking random people for no reason. They don't attack innocent civilians. They don't, and they only attack if they've been attacked.
And they've never shown this display of threat.
No.
They've never tried to make a message with heads on spikes and such.
I mean, maybe that's them. That might be them.
Has a cloak shadow ever done this kind of thing? Do they deal in such physical means?
In sending warnings? Yeah, they've done that before, but only again if they were attacked. So maybe these heads on spikes that you're seeing attack them. They defended themselves and then put them on the spikes to ward off any other attacks.
Okay. How much faith do you have that your family is exactly the same as you left them?
I only left them a couple of months ago.
A lot can happen in a couple of months, trust me.
They're not monsters.
I'm not saying that.
They're professionals.
Well, between Danya, that doesn't mean anything to me.
What
Number
I'm
one,
saying
they
is
can be
that
one and the same,
they
but
don't
it's not the
get
point.
emotional over it. They don't get invested in the kill.
Sounds like they get quite invested in the kill if Haraith was involved.
Again, I don't know why. I don't know what her brother
So
said to
you,
them.
if you had to say anything, you think that they were attacked and they are retaliating.
Yeah,
You would stake something. You would put.
I'd stake my life on it.
You don't think that they are susceptible to some kind of outside influence of any kind.
I mean,
Great
anything's
magic.
possible.
Well, like it or not, this is part of this world now. There's something going on with that village. Whether the orcs started it, whether Margrim started, or whether your family started,
Did anyone
we
see
don't
my
know.
family doing it?
Well, they haven't, but isn't that sort of part of it? Isn't the clan? I mean, your
Yeah, I guess
surname
you're
is
I
Cloak
guess you're right.
Shadow.
I guess
It
you're
is
right.
literally Cloak Shadow in artifact.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna go in there and kill my family?
No. Well,
what's your plan?
we don't know. That's why we are speaking to you. We have no plans to kill anyone who does not
Well,
is not causing problems. That's why we are speaking to you first.
well, you're speaking to me, and I'm telling you, it couldn't be them. And if you approach them, it's a really bad idea.
No, I've
Especially
gathered
for
that.
Haraith.
When you told me what they were going to do about Haraith, I think that's changed. The plan has already changed. I don't think you need to worry about it at this point.
All right.
You and I both want to keep Haraith safe. That one is one
Goff,
thing we're going to
you
agree
see
with.
you see the grove around you beginning to kind of go staticky and insubstantial. It's been about 10 minutes now.
Oh, is this in game time?
This is
or in
actually
real
real
time?
time. This is actually real time. Like, we've been talking for the last 10 minutes.
I didn't know we were doing it like that. Otherwise, I would have been more straightforward. Well, I think I am not able to keep this up for much longer. We're going to be smart about this, Danya. That's why we're talking to you.
Okay.
And
Just
Haraith is the priority. Safety and surviving is the priority.
don't run into things. That's all I'm asking.
We will find out as much as we can before jumping in, and I'm not going to let them see Haraith's face.
Okay.
I'll promise you that.
Thank you.
Sorry to interrupt you once again. Thank you for your time.
No, I was almost done with this anyway. I don't think this is even the soup I was eating.
I wouldn't suggest it is. Stay safe.
You too.
I'll
Takes
nod to her.
She takes another big spoonful of soup just as the sending spell fades and you end up. Mido, this is all in Goff's head, and you didn't see a thing of this.
This is all completely mental connection.
Oh.
I open my eye and take a breath. Okay, well, hurry. I don't think we can just march on towards that village like we were thinking.
What did she say?
Why not?
She, with a great amount of conviction and certainty in her voice, believes that if they know what you look like, it is as certain as spelling your death. They will hunt you. She had told me as much. They will find you and they will follow you as far as they must to kill you. They have a great vitriol and hatred for the Steel Song. And I don't think we can risk that.
Do have ways to disguise myself, but they
She,
have ways of seeing through that, so it would be dangerous still.
Well, you know how I feel about these company folk, but I have no reason to doubt the way she spoke to me. She is certain that it would be a great danger to ourselves to approach them, that they are quite powerful, but she also doubted their actions. She said that they're... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
She said that the means of sending a message through gory threats were not outside of their realm of possibility, but she believes that they are acting this way because it was incited by someone else first. She said she was quite confident in that guess.
Do you
Though
think a third... Oh, sorry.
I was just finished saying, but she also did not count out the possibility of powerful magic or mind control. But that is it's all a gamble there. What are you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, do you think a third party might have started shit out of their own? Not the orcs.
She couldn't say.
I feel like they're probably not stupid enough to be fooled. If it was a third party, they wouldn't have gone after the orcs. So it's either the orcs are incited them somehow. I wouldn't necessarily put it past them. This is one of the last bastions of Dwarven village remaining in the lands that they've tried to take back, so it might have been that they read the orcs' actions as aggressive, or perhaps they even were, and this is how they're responding. It's either that, I would have to say, or everything else around it is just coincidence and it is somebody else, some other group, faction.
Well, this is the problem, isn't it? It's so uncertain.
Think we should maybe go and have a chat with them?
Maybe we don't go that far. Maybe we just go to the place where it is dangerous for the scouts to go. We see what happens. We see who
I
we
mean, that
face
was my idea in the first place, but that could end up in a fight, and Daniel will be mad at us.
If it seems like it's them, maybe we can try to get away.
Maybe, but if you can't look like you, then... Well,
I have
that's
this,
easy.
and I kind of shake my wrist. I have the, what is it called?
Wristlet
The
of disguise.
wristlet of disguise self. I can use this 3 times a day, so that's 3 hours. I can look like somebody else.
Fair enough.
I fear that
And
it is not. Sorry.
When it's this is a Walden innovation, isn't it?
Yep.
Does it give off the same magical aura as if you cast the spell, or is it a little different?
Oh, you mean like if someone used the detect magic spell?
Yeah.
Ah, that's a good question. I'd say it doesn't give off a magic aura. It is completely mechanical.
I feel like if I've had this equipped for a really long time, so I probably know that.
Yeah.
From if they have the ability to detect magic, they won't be able to tell that I'm disguised. But if they have any sort of true sight, they'll be able to see. Mostly. But that's high level magic.
If I could capture the way Dania spoke to me and put the essence of that emotion into your mind, I think you'd understand that even a little bit of a peek, a little look and see would be potentially too much. She believes that to expose you even slightly would be a great risk.
Should we have you hang back, then?
I'm not sure we should even approach them right now. We don't truly know why they're attacking. We don't know if it's just because of Mogrim, because of the orcs, something else greater. We don't know what is happening.
This isn't something we can just leave. Because if we do, the orcs will come down upon them anyway. If we go all the way to Morbashar, what do we say?
Maybe there's something
We tell
we
them to
learn.
ignore it? They're not going to ignore this.
I'm not asking we tell them to ignore it, but maybe there's something more we could learn. Maybe there are orcs doing things against orders. Maybe there's some shred of evidence we could find. I
still feel like we should not go too close to Doctrine, but we should at least pass by that way and see if we can see what makes this place dangerous. If we just completely move past it, we won't know anything. It might be that we run into this other party that's instigating things. Maybe we do run into the Cloak Chateaus, and if we do, I'll just get away as fast as I can.
We don't want them to see you.
We can have.
Danya made she emphasized multiple times about what you looked like.
I am probably the one person in this party that can be very easily somebody else, somewhere else, someone else. I have many options.
Someone
I'll
else.
be able. I can do a lot
You
of
can
weird
time travel
stuff.
now?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
no, I can't. I was thinking about flying up, but that's
okay.
I said like the wrong thing.
No,
Just walking.
make me laugh.
If we're just walking by, she can wear a cloak, right?
That's
Yeah.
true.
We can just have you hang back a little
Vernus
bit.
over here being like old school.
Practicality. Who needs it?
And if this wouldn't work for many of them, but if some of them or one of them we incapacitate them, I can modify their memory.
I forget you can do that.
Do that too.
We can just send them scouts out.
Look, I know we're all excited to just get in there and just start getting into all kinds of trouble. I just don't want. Think of all of the things that are currently looking to get us killed. The giant eyeball god, some kind of gray man, some terrible woman, a giant moon of undeath. There are a lot of things that are trying to eliminate us, and I don't want to add another thing to that list chasing us across the entire damned planet. So if you want to stick your foot into the lava, so to speak, just be so incredibly
Stick your
careful,
dick in the peanut
please.
butter.
Can't believe you referenced that.
What? Did I reference something?
Stick your foot into the lava, Vax.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about that. I was
Or
thinking,
another
what?
popular Liam phase, stick your dick in the peanut butter.
I was just thinking about, like, what's something you wouldn't want to dip your toe in because it would be a bad decision.
Fair enough.
I'm not trying to. I don't doubt your ability to manipulate a situation into your advantage. I just.
You
Donnie
just
was
worry
very
about
clear.
this.
Donnie she was very certain that us going anywhere near them was a bad idea, and you hear this and yet you still want to go near them. So I don't really know what to do with that kind of reaction. That sounds like madness to me. I feel like there could be more investigation to be done, but if you really want to go by there, we will put a blanket over you. You can wear your disguise and turn into an old man. Whatever it is you want to do.
Well,
Sorry. I'm just not going to be able to move past this and ignore it, even if we decide
I don't
to.
want you to ignore it. I just want you to be safe.
well, we're kind of on a
We're-
time schedule.
We're never safe.
I know we aren't, and I don't want to make it worse. It'd be one thing if it was just some bandits or just some I don't want assassins following us. Another group of assassins, strained killers following us wherever we go.
I don't even necessarily want to fight whoever it is. I'm just saying that if we get into an encounter and know who they are, at least we know. And then we can escape. I have many options at my disposal so that I'm not seen.
Okay.
Honestly, using too many of them might be too specific.
I'm not saying we
because
need
even
to.
if they do see me, it's not like they're going to automatically know who I am. Not
Well,
unless
Goth,
you use my name.
do you have another plan?
I don't want to ignore this. It is important. We are partially responsible for this whole situation with the orcs and the dwarves. We were involved. I wanted to go as smoothly as it can, which is not very much, but somewhat. I don't want to ignore it. I just think that jumping head on into this, based on the way Dania spoke to me, is not the best choice of action.
And that's fine. What
If
is
that's
your
the
plan?
case, we have to have a better plan B if we speak to
I thought
their
if we could-
leaders in Morbashar. How do we tell them not to
I'm
attack
not
who's
saying
attacking them?
I didn't say we were going to tell them that. I just wanted to see if we could find out more in Morbashar. If you want,
I don't know how we can learn anything more about the situation in Morbashar when we are here asking those who are dealing with this threat actively. They
Well-
know nothing.
the Morbashar is going to have a wider variety of the orc clans, I imagine. If there is a group that is instigating outside the realm of knowledge of the leaders or those who engage politically, maybe there's evidence of that in a larger gathering of orcs. It's all a gamble, Steel Song. This is your field to play in. You tell me what you want to do. I don't want it to if I I'm just trying. I promised Dania that I would keep you safe.
I can
For her
keep
sake,
myself safe off.
Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Never been so stubborn before about me trying to protect you. Go with your plan.
You know there's more than one of you here, right? You know you're not the only person trying to protect their friends, right? Just kind of lean into Goff as I say this. Don't just take it all on yourself, you know?
It's not what I'm doing. Is anyone listening to me?
I am listening to you. I'm just saying that we're on the time schedule. And
As far as
not
I'm
everything
aware,
is going to result in disaster, you know? And if there is, we have the power to deal with it.
as far
Do we?
as far as I'm aware, it is on the way. So unless we go take a heavy,
I already said just do it. Why are we still making me feel bad about caring so much?
Okay.
Wear your cloak. Use your Hello?
Uh-oh.
We lost Patty?
Oh no. Patty, leave.
Did he hit the upgrade button?
Oh no. Is that what happened? Heck.
Hello.
Hey.
Did you hit the button? Oh, I think he was on a different device talking. I don't know.
I don't remember what I was saying.
I don't remember either.
Oh, okay. Alright. We'll be careful. Let's go find this out.
I say we just ride south to Morbashar, and as far as I'm aware, the map looks like that goes through some of the area that is dangerous. Something happens, we try to find out clues and see about getting away. But if nothing happens, nothing happens.
If nothing else, we can split up some of the party and maybe have you hang back a little bit so you're less visible. We can have you wear a cloak.
I can literally be invisible if I want to be.
Well, I mean, if
There's-
somebody can see through that, I suppose is what we were thinking.
And I dimension door away or I fly away.
Alright. You can take care of yourself. And my token can be a distraction and I can, you know, fuck shit up like I usually do.
Can literally become a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I can do many things.
I believe you. Okay.
I just think it's funny out of character because y'all are just talking to the bard about this shit. Like,
Yeah.
that's all she does. It's a weird shit. But yeah, okay.
I'm just being the messenger.
You are utility. Okay, so are we heading out or are we gonna do something first before?
Well, are we bringing Hogue after all?
I
Do
don't
we?
think that's a
I
good
don't
idea.
think that's a good
We already
idea.
paid his room. This is
Well,
probably
if
the
we're
best
going to
place.
Morbashar, he wants to go, right?
How
Yes,
far
but
is that away?
if we do get attacked,
It's like days of travel.
Ugh.
Yeah,
I'm
if you're leaving
understanding that
Volunteer, he's not coming with you to Morgashar.
he specifically wanted to go to that city.
I guess so.
So that is something we're going to have to consider. We told him could come, and if we go there,
Nobody tell him that we might get attacked.
well, maybe I should
Why
ride
would we
with
not tell him
him.
that?
So if worse comes to worse, we keep riding.
Sounds good.
Gatsby, I swear to God, you idiot! Ugh! Get down from there!
Meow, I'm a cat. Meow.
Knocked everything off. Go! Sorry.
Oh, cats.
He just does it in the most blithe way. He just lays down on it and slowly like stretches his body out so all of the stuff falls off of my counter. And he acts like it's an accident. I know
Hello,
it's not.
I see that you're doing something.
It's not feeding me though. So anyways. I could be in charge of Holg, and if we need to get away, I can, don't know, dimension Doris out of the way, polymorph us into birds, we fly, something like that.
Yeah, you got it.
it's probably better we tell him there's a possibility of this.
Well, then he's gonna be
I
worrying
wouldn't
about
keep
it.
it. Yeah, but I wouldn't keep it from him. That's even worse. I don't want him
I
to be
guess
panicking.
so.
If he has to deal with a situation like that on the fly, I guarantee he's going to get himself killed because he's going to panic and drop all of his pots and pans all over the ground, and then he's going to make a lot of noise and a ruckus, and he's going to probably soil his pants and just. I don't mean this in a mean way. He doesn't deserve that kind of situation. He doesn't need to be involved in that. And if we warn him, at least he knows.
I guess so.
He's a good man, and he doesn't deserve to get blindsided like that.
That works. Okay, we'll tell him. So we're leaving now or later?
Probably in the morning. It's
Oh yeah,
late
what time is
afternoon.
it?
It's about noontime, but it's also about
Oh.
half a day's journey to where Darkroom is.
Yeah, we don't really want to be just getting into that area at midnight. Gatsby, you have to put up with me holding you if you're gonna be terrible.
Oh, that's a real unhappy Gatsby right now.
Oh
I heard these pained
no!
meows.
Just meow!
Okay. He's okay.
Save me, save me.
Feed me!
Feed me, Seymour. I'm so hungry. I'm sorry, this is the cat theater. It's just
I love
bad.
That's good.
it.
Well, maybe we should tell him later, because last we saw him, he was
He was busy. I guess we could maybe, I don't know, try and get some more info while we're, since, you know, it's only noon and we're staying tonight. Maybe ask around, see if people been starting shit with the door settlements.
We might as well ask, but who do you think? I already talked with. I suppose we could talk with the military types again, but could also try talking to others.
Like maybe
You're
some
going
of
to
the...
try. If I may say one more unfun suggestion. As someone who is experienced with tribal relations, clans, and all that, be very careful how you ask about orcs in instigating the situation.
Ah. That's fair.
Implying something just slightly the wrong way, especially in a tenuous situation such as this. I think you understand how that could go awry.
That's fair.
Very careful how you ask your questions. And in some situations, there may not actually be a good way to ask it. This kind of thing maybe have to be found out in another way.
Okay. We can be careful.
Well, we can. Can you, Sissel?
I mean, if I have to... I feel like my track record for starting international, diplomatic incidents is pretty good. It's pretty good, right?
About the same as the rest of us.
I haven't started any wars. Eh? Eh?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not-
No, I'm trying to...
Have a little
sure that-
faith.
I have faith.
I'll be good, okay. So, where do we start? Do we want to try like maybe some of your average types of people, or more military types that we've already kind of asked, but...
I'm not much sure who else we could ask. If all the scouts have been held back, who's gonna know more?
Hmm.
We don't know enough about this village or the clans. We don't know about secret places they meet or other groups of people. This is not Arcadia. I'm not really sure if we have a direction to go in.
What if... Guess we really won't know until we get to Morbashore, huh? If nobody here knows anything.
Those are my thoughts.
Heck. So, what do we do until noon? Do we just... What you thinking?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
It's
If we can't get any info here...
I figured that we were going to wait out the rest of the day and travel in the morning so we don't have to set up camp in a potentially dangerous location. If we start traveling now, we're going to end up near where these attacks happened. In the middle of the night. When someone who is a professional at killing would have an advantage.
We have the mansion. Maybe.
Is high-level bard's magic.
Can't people see the door with true sight?
Yes.
Yeah, they have true
Oh,
sight.
yeah.
They can't get in, but they can see it.
And they
And
could dispel
also-
it.
Ooh.
If they know that there are only so many very powerful bards in this world, wouldn't be smart.
I just don't think we should stop, even with a mansion and a secret door. I don't think stopping near this location is a good idea at all. For any long amount of time. If we're going to go through there, it should be while moving.
That's what I thought as well.
Okay, well... I'm gonna go see how Hulk's doing. I'm just gonna hop off the bed and shuffle out the door.
Okay. So you head down to the main floor?
Yeah.
Okay, you head down to the main floor, and looking over at the bar, you see Holg still behind the bar with the bartender, and in front of the bar are probably a good half dozen orcs who are all chowing down on these plates of
Oh my
food.
god.
That and Holg is just standing there, just kind of beaming with pride a little bit.
Oh.
Aw.
Good boy.
Oh, Hug was so good. I'm just gonna walk up and be like, "Hey, what's for dinner?"
Oh, hey, funny you should ask. It's an orcish delicacy, common around these parts. Here, try a little bit.
And he hands you what looks to be just sort of it looks like a meat dish of sorts.
Hmm.
It's called Luhiro.
I'm
Try
gonna
a bit.
try it. Yeah. I take a bite.
I don't know exactly how I describe the taste. It's seasoned very well, but it's got sort of a rubbery texture to it.
Hmm. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. So you've been doing a little cultural exchange here, huh?
A little bit. They taught me the basics, and I've been trying my hand at
And he kind of pats his little spice kit that's on the counter next to him.
I just pictured like the fucking Final Fantasy 14 spice rack. Well, they seem to like it. And I just gesture to all these orcs chowing down.
Yep. Some of them are slurping up pieces of meat like they were spaghetti.
Hmm. Spaghetti meat is an image that I'm not sure about.
There's long
Chicken
portions
fish
to this meat.
Isn't spaghetti meat just ground beef?
No, but like meat that is spaghetti. Like when you say slurping up meat like spaghetti, I'm just picturing meat noodles.
Yeah, ground beef.
I mean, I guess it's not that way when you cook it.
Yeah, but when they push it through the machine, it comes out as meat noodles.
Yeah, it's meat noodles, but
thin
it's
sausage.
really thin sausage. Noodle meats.
I don't know how I feel about noodle meat.
Noodle meat sounds like a Camilla name.
It really does.
Yeah, so the meal itself, like there's a little, it's like a meat kind of enclosure, and then within it, it's like a rubbery texture, but then within it is like a bunch of, uh, like ground meat mixed with like seasoned rice and that kind of thing.
That sounds really good. Yeah, I'm just gonna like scarf down the rest of this.
I'm surprised you have taken such a liking to the local delicacies.
Ah, I mean, I eat pretty much anything, but it's good.
Most people would have a problem with this kind of thing.
Let's get out of that spider ox.
I mean, some of the local wildlife's a little weird, but food's food.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
It feeds you, tastes good. In my book, that's pretty okay.
So, are we planning to stay the night, or what's our...
Yeah, we're thinking of staying the night, and then we're gonna head out in the morning, because we don't want to get caught out just out in the middle of nowhere.
I guess that makes sense. Okay, yeah, I have a few more things to kind of learn here, and maybe I'll put something together for dinner, and yeah.
And I don't want to worry you, but just, be prepared that when we go head out in the morning, there's a possibility we might run into trouble. It probably won't be too bad, but, just don't freak out or anything. It's
Sure.
probably gonna be okay. We're super powerful and stuff. We're really cool.
Do I need to protect myself? Should I sharpen my steak knives?
Yeah, sharpen. I mean, you should always keep your steak knives sharpened anyway. It's just good practice. But yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for telling me. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry too much about it. It will probably be fine. But just so you should probably be aware.
Well, I'll hide. I'm real good at that.
Yeah. You know, you do what you gotta, you know? You'll be okay.
Okay.
Alright. Hey, thanks for this, Luhiro.
Luhiro.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm just gonna give him the empty dish and then head back upstairs.
Okay. Can you give me a perception check, please?
A perception check, oh boy. Skills.
Jack's in the corner of the room using invisibility.
Oh, that's better than I usually roll.
19. Okay.
Oh
Nothing.
dear.
Nothing? Okay. Oh, is Mido heading downstairs?
Oh, is Mido also coming downstairs?
Or is that a hey guys, what's up? Or. Oh, okay. Are you still back
Okay.
upstairs? Oh.
Oh my
Howdy,
God.
y'all.
Howdy, y'all.
Howdy.
Howdy. Howdy.
Surprise! It's Jack.
Bet you thought you heard the last
Oh
time.
my fucking god.
Jack, where's Anna? Oh shit.
I abandoned my dragonborn.
I abandoned my gal. I abandoned my gal.
Abandoned my gal! Alright, so I come back into the room and go, hey, Hulk's making this weird meat noodle thing, but it's actually kind of good. You should try it. It's pretty good. Oh my fucking god.
Who are you talking? Wait, who are you talking to?
Just anyone who is in the room.
Oh.
Also, I told him about that we might get attacked, and I think he's okay. You know, he's sharpening his steak knives.
I feel like that's almost more dangerous to him, but okay.
Well, I mean, you should always have sharp steak knives.
You know, but I don't want him to be trying to use them for something.
Oh, yeah. He'll be fine. So, yeah, we're gonna, I guess, just chill here.
Goff is
So,
what's the word I want? He's whittling, but like, you know, when you do something when you're frustrated,
Mm-hmm.
like you're just like doing something like to do something with your hands, and you're irritated,
Trying to stay busy.
trying
Yeah.
to do something, but like in a way that like kind of channel the frustration into something.
So very
else.
aggravated whittling.
Yeah, thank you.
There's just a pile of wood scraps.
He's aggravated
You're not
whittling.
even carving anything specific. It's just like you're just cleaving off chunks
Yeah,
of the wood.
he's just like frustrated with how the conversation went earlier, and
careful,
feels like
Goth,
he's not.
You'll become a demon of hatred if you.
He's just like sit up in the corner with his like little, like his cloth and his pouches and stuff, and he's just doing that kind of in the corner right now. That's all.
Mm-mm.
He's just.
It's gonna be
being
okay, you know?
aggravated. Mm.
Really? It's better to nip it in the bud than to have it surprise us later.
Why don't you tell that to Danya?
Well, I can't because I don't have that spell, so...
What a great excuse.
I just pat him on the shoulder and walk over to his other room. Great talk!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I made a terrible
What?
character.
No!
No, I just feel like I made this annoying character.
Character
who just,
conflict happens.
No, I just feel like he's not very fun. I'm sorry. Anyway, he's being frustrated in the corner.
Okay. Sissel's gonna curl up next to Tackle and take a napple.
A napple with tackle.
Napple.
Napple.
Thistle napple.
Tackle basically takes up one whole corner of the room.
Yeah,
He is
he's
that
big and cuddly.
He's basically like a big beanbag.
He's like a big couch.
Yeah.
Do people react weird to cackle here? I feel like this might be the one part of the world where they don't
No,
even give a shit.
They don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
They're just like, oh, you have an animal with a bunch of
Oh.
I
wooden
mean,
legs?
they
Well, fuck
raised
off.
So do we.
dire wolves, which are basically the same size.
Yeah.
With less
But
legs.
are they monstrosities?
No, they're big boys. They're big, furry,
Then-
fluffy boys.
They aren't as cool as us because
Yeah.
they're still just beasts.
We
I have
have
a
They only have
question.
4
Are they-
legs instead of
I-
6.
How do
Are
I
they-
get a dire wolf? Is what I want to know.
You could buy one.
Could
They sell them as mounts here.
Hey, I have a question. Could like most of my nature cleric kit work on the dire wolves?
They're beasts, so yeah.
Wow. What a concept.
You know.
What a concept.
Nature cleric, what a concept.
Yeah, what a
I
concept.
could use a little
A function-
beast
a
myself,
functioning-
but we could all use a. Change.
I'm just thinking about if I just go and buy a dire wolf, but would it try to eat the horses back home?
Oh my god.
That's
You're
a
actually being
good
serious about
question.
this? I thought it was a joke.
Listen, y'all, I'm
Would
here.
Haraith want a dire wolf? Is this Alice or is this Haraith?
This is really hard for me to answer. I don't know.
I've never once gotten the impression that Haraith wants a wolf for any reason.
If it were
Kiva.
Kiva, she wouldn't even want to buy one. She would just like want to wrestle with him, and then maybe like keep one. Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
not. This is the
man.
one character I've ever made that doesn't have a wolf.
Do
Oh,
you think
no.
do you think that the B team has met Kiva's family?
Oh god.
Yes, they absolutely have.
Yeah, probably by this point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they have. They went
They had to
to-
go
do her thing.
Yeah,
her
she
little
had to-
side story.
the
Her
competition.
loyalty mission.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Oh
She
man,
had to,
I
she
would.
had to go
I
to
would
school some
I
punk
saw
ass
those
loser.
notes somewhere. Maybe I'll do
Yeah.
one shots one day where
wait.
we
Kiva's
all,
family is just wolves, right?
No, she's not actually raised by wolves. She's
I thought
raised.
that was her sole story. Is that she was raised by
No.
wolves.
No,
she
she's
was-
just very feral.
They are from. It's just a bunch of like kind of very low, like they not
I-
very technologically advanced, like halfling
I
clans.
could have
just live out in the
sworn. I would bet life.
They're
on
all
life.
wolf
I
totem
could have
warriors,
sworn
so
that
they're
you
all
told
kind
me
of.
that she was raised by a pack of wolves. I could have sworn that was the
don't-
original
I
order.
think we all just
story.
assumed.
I think you all assumed that, but you never asked her about her family. She
Anyway.
might not have talked about it. She's not very chatty about stuff, but
Anyway, it's a little later in the day at this point. Probably around like 1:30, 2 o'clock. Is there anything you wish to do around the town?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'll go
Nah.
eat dinner whenever Hulk makes dinner.
I'd say probably at some point he brings the food up to the room.
Oh, what a nice guy.
What a sweet guy.
He does bring some food up to the room. He brings more of that Luhiro, and he brings what look to be almost like fried chicken wings, but they're much larger than an average chicken.
So I'll take some of the Hero and I'll eat some of it, but I'll just be like, well, tell me straight, Hulk, what kind of animal is this made out of? It tastes good and all, I just want to know.
Oh, it's boiled arachnoxen stomach.
Ah. It still tastes good, so I'll keep eating it.
And these are Strix wings.
Strix?
What's a
Yeah,
Strix?
they're large birds that live in the flame fields.
Ah.
Bird creatures, I think, is more appropriate. I don't think they're
Do
actually
they have
animals.
many legs also?
I'm not sure.
Many
They might have
wings?
many wings.
Oh, that would be very economical if you can have so many wings off of one bird. Maybe we should think about bringing them to Arcadia. I'm just kidding, I don't know what that would do. I'm not an ecologist.
Birds.
Birds.
Hulk also joins all of you. He actually sits down and he eats some of the food that he's made.
I guess this is one of the first times I actually sit down with you guys and eat.
Maybe we should try to let you do that more often. I know it gets kind of
Would that be
busy.
weird?
Well,
Not weird to me.
don't they call that something in restaurants? Family dinner when we eat with all the staff.
Sure. I've
I should
never worked in
remember
an
this from.
actual dinner restaurant.
It's like, it's builds bonds. Not that we work back there with you, but we're all still part of the same family.
He gets a little quiet and just continues eating, but you can see he's got a little smile on his face.
I would die for him. Fido is being. Oh.
Oh.
They're censoring your heart.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know what it is in this Arcadia that you are used to, but it is actually quite weird to me that you don't sit down at the table and eat with us when we eat.
Well, I mean, you pay me. I figured you want me in the kitchen doing stuff.
I mean, if there's customers, but if it's, so bad.
Should you not enjoy the meal you made?
I make food for myself.
Why not share it with us?
I mean, the stuff I make for myself is just basic stuff.
Why not eat? Do you not want to eat what you made with us?
It's not like that. It's just I always thought you're supposed to, be professional, keep your employers at arm's length.
Do we look professional to you?
Fair point.
For Horg, what are you going to do if we make camp? Are you going to cook some food in a pot, and then go behind a tent and eat by yourself while we eat together?
Okay, you've made your point. Yeah.
I don't.
I guess this is a little different.
I don't know what sort of courtesies or culture has cultivated in Arcadia, but it's quite odd to me. I see nothing wrong with.
I was mostly on the street, okay, and then the Bronze Jackals took me in, and I never got along with them very well. It was a racial thing. They kind of looked down on me because I was a lot scrawnier. I didn't really talk with Big Mama much, but she didn't really think much of me either, I don't think.
Well, we don't have any issues with you.
Thanks.
He looks like he really doesn't know how to respond to this.
Thumbs up.
It's mostly meant as a compliment. There it is.
Thank you.
This may not help and you may not believe me, but I was given a lot of trouble for how large I am.
No, I could see that.
I was the tallest of my brothers and, well, am, whatever, and I think that they held that against me in some way, as did many. It is not always great to stand out, I understand.
Sorry, I don't really know how to respond to
You
this.
don't have to, I'm just trying to sympathize.
I appreciate it. I don't really know how to to take this right now, but thank you. I'm just gonna. And he shoves a Strix wing into his mouth. I'm just gonna eat.
Do I? This is to everyone, and not to Hulk specifically, but like everyone in the group. Do I talk too much?
No?
Have I swung too far in the other direction? I feel like I never.
No, you're fine. It's just I am not used to people being nice to me.
Okay. Feel like I've just not been very good at having conversations lately. Let's kind of shrink back into eating whatever it is.
Bifinoodle.
It's basic. No, it's basically like arachnox and haggis.
Yummy.
Mm.
But also
But also
haggis.
kind of haggis. Okay, so you will kind of chow down. Very fulfilling meal. You all got your advantage point?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I'll make sure I still have it checked. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That goes for Patty too. I don't think he was there when you guys ate your special meal at the compound. You should have advantage because you had a really inspirational meal. DM inspiration.
Verna ate some real good eggs.
Eggy.
Were they eggs? Yeah,
I
I
don't
think they
know.
were.
French
It was like a
toast.
breakfast, I think. Yeah. Okay.
Eggs.
Eggs. Okay, so you have a nice filling meal, so filling, and this food is very, very rich. So at the end of it, you just are really sleepy. Um, almost so much so that you like it's still pretty early, but you are ready to turn in because you just have nice full bellies.
Food coma.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So I would say, unless there's anything else you want to do in the town or prior to going to bed, we can skip to the next morning.
Yeah.
We're good?
Yeah,
Everyone?
I don't have
Okay.
anything else I want to do.
Okay, so you wake up bright and early. It's very early in the morning. There's a light fog that's hanging over the fields outside, and in the distance you can just hear the mooing of the arachnox, and it's sort of like a
So weird. Ugh.
it's like a clicking sound. It's really gross.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh.
Normal cows exist, right?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure that I'm adequately freaked out by this.
Just
Okay. So it's the following morning. What do you wish to do?
arachnox in this bad brain feel.
They're like spider versions of the Bugalo from Futurama.
Ugh.
Oh. Just get ready.
Watching their arachnoxin. It would be idyllic if they weren't arachnoxin.
Verna, you're actually.
Hogs.
Oh shit! Should there be?
Oh no.
I will say, as you're watching the herd of arachnoxin, you do spy looks to be a smaller, older-looking orcish gentleman who is herding them. He's got like a stick in his hands, and he's sort of like like waving it in the air. You just watched him do his work.
Pop them on the butt so they scurry.
Yep. Looks familiar. Verna.
The old orc man?
Oh.
Oh.
What? Is it Jack? I can't.
No, it's not
Okay,
Jack.
I was like, who do I know is an orc? Wait. I might be remembering something about history in this game that I forgot.
Nothing specific, Verna, but there's just sort of a weird familiarity that's just sort of digging into the back of your mind somewhere. You're really trying to reach for what this feeling is, but you can't really get at it. That's it.
Well, I will dispel the mansion once everybody's out of it.
Okay. Okay. So it is bright and well, it's not bright. It's kind of overcast today. What do you wish to do?
Well, I guess we settle up our tabs and
Head
see
on
about
your
this.
to Merbashire.
Okay. So you make your way down to the tavern main floor.
This is
Cats.
this is like entirely flavor, but I'm gonna cast Druidcraft and see what the weather's gonna be like the next 24 hours.
Overcast.
All right. Just checking.
Just a
For travel.
typical foggy Highlands
I'm
day.
gonna feed my terrible cat real quick.
Okay, so
Congratulations, you found it.
you all head down to the main tavern floor. As you're passing through, Holg kind of waves to the bartender, who gives him a nod back and waves, and you all head out. Who heads out into the street first?
I think right now Goff's kind of in the back of the group.
I'll go out first.
Can you give me a perception check?
Yes.
Roll to perceive. Arachnoxen.
Just been rolling like absolute.
Arachnox.
Roll to perceive if you're about to step in a big pile of Arachnoxen shit.
Oh no.
17.
Okay.
I rolled a 6.
Ugh, that sucks. All right.
I mean, my passive is 21.
Your perception
When
is disgusting.
Wouldn't this be more of a
Is
passive
it?
thing? Because Wraith isn't looking for
I'm
anything
not
in particular.
Okay,
actively
fair enough.
looking.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Wraith. You get a weird kind of sensation, sort of like the hairs on the back of your neck standing up, and out of the corner of your vision, you see some movement in the streets. It's early in the morning. People are going to and fro. The streets are actually kind of busy as ranchers are starting to get to their fenced in areas, and people are beginning to wake up in the morning. You notice in the crowd of orcs, there's a figure that you see. Is back to you, and he's walking away. It appears to be a man about a little over 5.5 feet tall. Very, very old. He's got a kind of a gray robe on with the hood pulled up, and he's got a long, pointed gray beard. He's walking with a gnarled cane. He's just walking away. And as you kind of stare at him, your vision feels a little fuzzy, and you blink a few times. And as the crowds of passerbys sort of move back and forth. Your vision is cut off briefly as some people move between you and him, and he's just gone.
Did it look like other people were like moving around him to avoid him, or
Yes.
okay? And if he's 5.5 feet tall, was the figure orcish?
No.
And they didn't
He
seem
looked human.
to.
He had
They didn't.
kind of light colored skin.
Hmm. Might be something strange afoot.
What do you mean?
Just saw some old human man, beards and gray robes, and disappeared.
Do you know where he went, or?
He was heading down that way, and now point down the road. He had his back to.
You're cutting out a little bit.
Oh, he had his back to me, so I'll point down the road that he was heading down. But I mean, he disappeared into the crowd. I'm not sure if it's completely connected, but I have a bit of a strange feeling this morning.
Well, it's quite strange to see a human walking around here.
Yeah, that's really weird.
You are quite weird.
I come by it honestly. You want to follow him? Or do you want to get moving?
Even
Well, you know what Radical Edward says.
Lesson!
If you see a stranger, follow him. No, that's not what Goff would say, though.
does it seem like something I could even try to follow? Because didn't he just like totally
He just
vanish?
sort of,
I feel
yeah, he
like
just sort of vanished. It's like that, that thing where,
Shit happens in movies all the time.
yeah, people moved in front of him, and then he was just
Yeah.
gone.
I don't know if there's a trail that we can necessarily follow.
Was he using a cane?
Was he? Yeah, he was
Yes,
using.
he had a gnarled-looking cane in his hand.
This is probably nothing, but if I do like a survival check, could I see if I could see footprints of a cane like next to some footprints
I'd
moving
say
in a
some
direction?
survival check. Yeah, it's a little difficult because
Street full of people,
street
but
full of people. Yeah, but
if I can
yeah,
notice
I'd
like
allow you to do a survival check.
a divot. Well, I mean, it's a pretty good roll, but it's probably 17 plus
Wow.
10.
Wow.
Whoa!
Pretty good. Goff, you make your way and wait a little bit for the crowd to clear out, and make your way toward the location that Hiraeth pointed out. You do see what look to be a few indicators of a cane. They move toward they move toward a nearby alley where they disappear. And you place your hand on the side of the alleyway, kind of, and move to lean down. And as you place your hand on the side of the wall, your hand comes away with something cold on it.
Oh.
And you look at it, and there's a black substance.
Have I seen this black substance
You have
before?
seen this black substance before.
Does it hurt my hand?
It's very cold. Not enough of it to hurt you.
Goth, what is on your hand?
It's got like a starry texture to it visually.
Is it just in the spot where I put my hand, or is it like all over the place?
It's just a small streak of it.
We learned recently this matter is this always having to do with? Was it the moon or was it
Ganadar?
Ganadar.
Oh, with Ganadar. I didn't think that the figure looked familiar. It just looks like a older, pale human, long beard. He didn't look familiar to me, right?
No, he's just wearing a gray robe. He had a gray beard.
What do you want with this village? I just wipe it on the wall.
I really hate that this sort of thing has to happen when we're on our way out, because now I'm feeling uncertain.
You'd think that a giant eyeball wouldn't need to have a disguised old man following us around to watch us. It probably can see everything, can't it?
Well, maybe.
So, do we want to?
I mean, I guess we...
Sounds about right.
Hmm.
Let's all get ready to go then.
Are you sure we should be leaving for what matter crawling around in this village?
I don't know.
I guess
It's
so.
not doesn't the void matter usually try to return to something? Is the stuff on the wall not
Sometimes it's
moving?
just like a residue. Like
Oh,
you see, even now it's starting to fade away and kind of dissipate in the sunlight.
and there's no tracks going anywhere
No,
beyond
they
the alley.
disappeared completely.
Dog residue.
Hmm.
It's either it was already here, or it followed us.
I guess we go with after what we know. And
No
head
matter
out.
how hard we try, Erna is right in the one way that no matter what we do, something terrible is going to happen, and we won't be there to do anything to stop it.
Or it'll follow us and we'll get lucky.
Is that what you're calling it?
I mean, compared to something bad happening while we're gone.
Yes, you're right.
So?
Do you think we should speak with Niga one night before we leave?
Speak with who? Sorry.
The leader? This town that we talked to?
The orc woman.
Yeah. Our plans changed somewhat, you know. We are going to Orbashar instead, and you know, if we are seeing strange figures, keep an
Probably
eye out
wouldn't hurt.
about-
What are we going to tell her about the figures?
know how much they
You
know
s-
about Ganadar, but maybe just to
I imagine very little. By the way, if you see an old human man, steer clear, because that is likely the sentry of a evil god walking
it
around
was-
your small village for
it was
some reason.
strange because they were moving out of his way, like they could see him, but they also weren't reacting to the fact that he was human, so I don't know.
Maybe they've seen him before. Maybe she knows something. Maybe there's a faction here.
Well, regardless of this, I think maybe it's best that we at least speak with her about our other plans, so they know that we are going to Morbashar to try to figure out what to do about this.
If you wish.
Well, let's go find her.
So you can make your way back to the stronghold easily. Make your way within where Niga is sitting at her commander's table, eating some leftovers from the night before. She's got a big mug of alcohol sitting next to her that she's occasionally taking a big swig from. And as you enter, she looks at you with her one good eye, the other covered with the eye patch, and she's kind of squints at you a little bit suspiciously. but she's sort of drinking right now. She doesn't say anything.
Good morning.
He takes a big swig and slams the mug down. Have you decided what you're gonna do?
We're about to head out. For various reasons, we will most likely not go directly to Darkruin. We think that we will pass by, see if we can see what we can see, but we go to Mor Bashar to see if there's any more information to be gotten there.
Very well.
I mean to ask you, I certainly don't intend to certainly don't mean to accuse you or your scouts or any of the orcs keeping this area secure, but I know that you have all dealt with dwarves that are clinging to their homes. They're not wishing to leave. Has anybody here tried to approach Darkruin about leaving? Or do you believe all of these assaults have been completely unprovoked?
Entirely. We haven't gone to their village. We've patrolled near it, but we give the dwarves their space.
Is there being there? Is this a problem that the orcs see as something that should be dealt in the future?
No, so long as they leave us alone.
I see.
But the problem now is that they haven't been leaving us alone.
That's true.
They've been killing our patrols.
That's good to know, though. Thank you. We'll go to Mor Bashar to see what's up and, if necessary, try to talk or otherwise, see if we can get these attacks stopped.
You do what you must, but I must do what I must.
I understand.
I can only give it a few more days to risk the safety of my town before I must make a decision.
We will try to. We'll try to keep you in the loop with everything that is done.
Very well.
By the way, this might be very strange to mention. It might not mean anything at all. But I don't know how much you've heard about the strange things that happened in Arcadia several months ago.
No.
I would say if you and your men and women are kept here defending this place, maybe keep your eye out for anything strange here as well. Strange individuals that might not
like
exactly.
Yourselves.
Oh, yes, but maybe a little more mystical, scary.
Very descriptive.
I saw something strange this morning. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe it's nothing, maybe it's just following us, but I don't want to leave you behind with this potential situation without any idea that something odd might be afoot, so.
Well, I will have my scouts keep an eye out.
Do you have anyone living here that are not orcs? Do you have humans that live here?
We have humans that pass through for trade.
But no one lives here.
No.
Has there ever been any humans that frequent this village? Multiple times.
Other than the trade caravans that come through from the highlands north to Mor Bashar, no.
No old men with canes?
No.
Okay. Well.
You haven't been seeing any strange black substance lately, just in places, kind of like a residue full of stars.
I can't say that I have.
Okay.
That's about it that we wanted to speak to you about, but thank you for your candor as usual.
Okay.
Safe travels on the road then. She takes a big old chomp out of one of the Strix wings.
Just
from the
before we
left.
leave, does it seem like she's hiding anything from us, or does it seem like she's been pretty
Make an
straightforward?
insight check.
Okay. Boop. Well, that's garbage. She's fine. She's fine, everyone.
Hard to read.
She seems like she's got a lot on her mind.
I got a 26 insight.
She doesn't have anything to hide.
Okay.
We gotta stop these follow-on insight checks. But it's fine. Go on. All right. So you finished up with her. You're planning to hit the road now?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
Okay. So what is your plan? Are you just heading straight to Morbashar through the pass where they said the heads on spikes were? Or are you taking a roundabout approach? What is your plan here?
So it's like a pass. There's not. It's not like open.
No, it's a big, narrow mountain pass.
Hmm.
So we'd be funneled into exactly where they would want us to be.
Well, none of us look orcish.
Well, Holg is there.
Yeah, well, one of us looks orcish. Should we maybe
We can change how it
change?
looks if
Yeah.
we need to.
Change what?
Change
anybody-
whole once we get near the pass so that he doesn't look like an orc. Might be a good idea.
Who else has spells like that? Because I don't.
I
Like
can
major
do that, but only on myself.
Mm,
Could polymorph him.
Polymorph into one big bee.
A bee?
Ah, damn. Yeah.
maybe.
Ah, damn.
Just one big bee.
Just one big bee.
I feel like this is a reference to something that I'm not.
It's a Bam Bam bit.
Okay.
it's some shit that Griffin said.
That's
Oh
Turn to
shit!
bees.
I remember
Ah,
that
bees.
now. One
No,
big
just
bee.
one big bee.
Well, if you could turn into any animal, what animal would you want to be? Something hopefully kind of small.
Don't know. I used to have a little cat when I was younger.
Okay. Hulk as a
Little-
cat would be really cute, like really fluffy.
Little black with white patches.
Oh.
Okay.
Hulk
I'll
is
keep that in
Morgana.
mind.
Why?
Yeah. So Hulk, I think what we're
Hello?
sorry, I was thinking.
Okay.
So our general plan is that we try to get to Morbashar through the pass where the attacks have been happening, just so we can see and know for sure exactly who's perpetrating. Don't really want to stop and fight. We might not
Okay.
have an option.
What does that have to do with my favorite animal?
Well, if once we get close, we might have to turn you into something else, because if they are purposefully attacking orcs, they might leave us alone. But then again, y'all, aren't we trying to get attacked? If we wanted to not be attacked, we'd just go the long way.
You want to get attacked? I thought you just wanted to scout out the area.
I just want to see, but if they're going to stay hidden, we won't see.
This is
Yeah, I'm going to be using disguise self regardless.
this is possibly my least favorite plan of yours, Steel Song. I don't know what is compelling you to do this.
The best case scenario
Because
would
either
be...
we're attacked by dwarves or we're attacked by something else, and just knowing that will give us a lot of information we currently don't have.
And if we could get to talk to them, that would be even better.
Yeah, but somebody else is going to have to do the talking there. I'm going to be somebody different.
Yeah. I got you covered.
Look, I'm just along for the ride. You do what you need to do.
So
I'm
we-
just going to say this. If we get ourselves into a situation where we are surrounded and outnumbered and it is not looking like something we have the advantage in, I want everyone to get close to me immediately. Oh, there's no discussing this. If the situation is dire, please put yourself next to me and I will make sure that we are gone. That is all.
Okay.
Otherwise, do your crazy magic. Stab away, whatever have you.
Alright.
So I guess maybe Hole can just stay as himself, but I will say maybe you should hold on to that ever smoking bottle.
Ooh. Who has that?
Oh,
again?
yeah, I got
Oh, yeah.
I temporarily gave it to him.
Cool. That would be good.
We could use it for a getaway.
Sure.
Ninja.
I'll hold on to it. See, I have it right. Should I test it first? And he
Mm.
starts like trying to pull
No.
the cork out.
How much smoke is it again? Like
It
how
just goes
fast?
forever.
Yeah,
I
but how
think.
much area does it cover in like a
Let's find out. Ever smoking bottle. When you use an action to remove the stopper, a cloud of thick smoke pours out in a 60-foot radius from the bottle.
Whoa!
It increases by 10. Yeah, it increases by 10 feet per round until it reaches a maximum radius of 120 feet.
Oh my
That's 100.
goodness.
That's 120 diameter just in one round.
It persists as long as the bottle is open. Once you close it, the cloud disperses after 10 minutes. Or if the wind is really high, it can go much faster.
Yeah, I say if shit starts to go south, we get very close to one another and we open that bad boy and we get out of there.
By the 9 divines.
What?
By the 9 he hit the dab.
I hate this. Okay. All right.
So about how long would it take us to get to that pass?
Again, half a day, so probably a good half of a of your typical adventuring day, so like maybe 8 hours of travel
Okay.
by contrivance, by your tackle / broom / magic carpet craziness. And also Verna doesn't have her horse
He didn't
because
bring Verna's horse this time. He teleported.
You couldn't teleport the horse. You couldn't get the horse down into the basement.
That butter's gotta stay. Peanut.
Was it
Peanut.
it was Peanut?
Verna had the
What
horse
if-
named Peanut. I always remember that.
What if Verna had a horse named Peanut and might have had a horse named Butter?
Oh, that'd be cute.
Oh.
Um,
Lionel's horse is named
or-
Samuel, which is not Butter.
Samuel, Doctor Samuel Walton.
Oh my goodness.
Before we leave, I'm going to change my ensemble a little bit, like my
Oh.
clothes. Like I'll mostly just take off the jacket because I feel like it's probably a little bit more identifiable.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'll take I have a diplomat's pack. I'll take like it just says a set of fine clothes. I'll just take like, the clothes from there and wear those under my breastplate instead and like have a
Fucking
cloak and stuff.
Red Dead when you're
Okay.
about to rob a bank.
Yeah, battle
Yeah,
rob
you
bang.
just pull up the handkerchief or
Just get
put
my
on a
handkerchief.
mask.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is all the preparation you're all making
for
to
now, yeah.
head out on the road. If you are all ready to depart, you good?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Death Ward on her wraith,
Okay.
just to make sure.
Thanks.
And
Alright.
Holg,
And Hulk. Okay.
Oh yeah, good idea.
because her wraith is like the fucking like president right now, and Holg is a
Get down,
civilian.
Mr. President!
Death Ward's a 4th level spell, right?
Yes, it's a 4th level spell.
That's
I know.
6.
Wow.
That's 6 spell points, so minus 12. Okay, ML.
That was your very mediocre Italian.
Italian.
And mediocre.
Ugh. Well,
Pasta,
Pasta.
spaghetti.
Okay, so, anybody else doing anything before you hit the road?
I'm
We're
good.
hitting.
Actually, no. The death ward thing I'll do when we're like close to the
isn't that
pass.
like 8 hours? Yeah, closer.
So I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it when the time will actually matter. I'm not gonna do it right now. I'm gonna do it when
The
we're like.
palace?
Oh
What?
yeah, we're heading out to Morbishar right now. As a quick recap, we might get attacked in the pass. We
In
absolutely
the
can
past?
pass.
Oh,
Pass.
pass.
PASS. Like
Okay.
we're going through like a
I
narrow.
thought we're time traveling now?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, we have spotted a small amount of void matter residue.
Yeah, I saw like a spooky old man figure, and we followed him a little bit, and there was some void matter left behind.
But he disappeared. The trail ran cold, literally and figuratively, like right in an alleyway. And there's no way to follow.
Verna, I'd say, I mean, you could ask anybody. There's other field hands and ranchers who work those fields in those areas. You could ask. Okay. You grab some random young-looking orcish boy.
Do they all speak common?
Yeah.
Oh.
You point over at the man, and the young orc boy looks over him. He's, "Oh, that's Mr. Sanford. He's, came around these parts a few months back." Yeah. Well, yeah, and he came alone, but then his some family joined him later. Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
I knew I was setting that one up. God damn it. He doesn't talk much about himself, but I heard he came from the crossroads.
Alabama.
Hmm.
I can't believe Bruno just made a pop culture joke.
Okay. All right. So you've all reconvened, getting ready to head out on the road. Is all the preparation made for your long journey?
I guess I don't have anything that can disguise people.
I'm good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you head out of town and begin heading south, leaving the sprawling residential town of Vrogzen behind, passing by the various fenced-in cattle areas and making your way deep into the mountain passes of the highlands once more. You are traveling in this manner for a good 8 hours, passing by rocky gray cliffs and thick green pine forests as a steady fog hangs over the ground on this very overcast day. And then after a good 8 hours, you are treading through this winding pass, and you see in the distance uh, what look to be almost like signposts sticking up out of the ground on top of the cliffs overlooking you. And as you get closer, you realize these aren't signposts. These are pikes with heads on them.
Oh,
Didn't they
we
clean
were
up
told
the?
about this.
No,
Didn't
they
they
did
like?
not.
Oh, I thought I remember something about them like removing the pikes.
No, they didn't remove anything. They've heard. Your understanding was that they heard that these orc heads were placed on pikes, but no one has dared come near to retrieve anything.
This is directly on the main road.
It's not really a main. Well, yeah, it's on the main road. Yes. So basically, you've got like this long, winding pass with cliffs that are maybe about 20 feet high, and then as you look up, you see the spikes on the cliffs with the heads on them.
Can I just keep a lookout for like
Is it the kind of situation?
hanky?
Hanky panky.
Do you mean something else, Mel? Because I don't think you mean hanky panky.
Yeah, I don't think you mean that.
Just people fucking on the bushes.
You know. Yeah, Ellen's just.
Are you expecting to see a bunch of people having an orgy? What is it?
Ellen's looking the kink shape. No,
Like, is this?
I'm sorry. Brain words.
What is the geographical setup here? Like, can we just walk along the edges of these cliffs rather than walking through like the fucking like funnel
If you want
point?
to. Yeah,
just
I mean,
wanna see,
you would have had to. You'd have to climb the cliff sides because these passes go on for a while, and if you need to get up to a place where they actually have a natural way to get up to them, you'd be going back a few miles.
Oh. Shit.
But you can climb up the side of the cliff if you want.
Well, I mean, would someone being up there like help us not get surprised by people above?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cecil, you and me?
Yeah, there's some people on the broom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
someone
Ellen and Sissel are on the broom.
Yep.
Keep an eye out above.
We could.
I don't know.
Go invisible and
get-
scout.
When we get close to the pass, I'm going to use the wrestler disguise
Okay.
myself
Yeah.
as a
Yeah,
kind of like
I-
dark-haired halfling.
This is also when I put Death Ward on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'd say that as you begin getting closer and you see the heads on the spikes, Hirith, you kind of hang back a little bit and in the crowd and disguise yourself. And
Yeah,
Goth,
and
you very
I put up
quietly.
the viol, but I have my harmonica. I just won't be able to use the viol
Sure. Okay.
stuff.
All right.
All right.
So Ellen and Sissel, what are you doing?
I guess I cast invisibility on both of us, and we're gonna go scout ahead.
Does that make the broom invisible?
I thought we said that it did.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
we've-
two of you.
I mean, there is two
So
of
it
us.
makes, the
do
broom, it makes
that?
the broom double invisible because
Yeah.
there's two invisible people in the broom.
Didn't we do
We had this
that
conversation
with,
before and we decided it was invisible.
Fine. I can't take it back now.
I remember doing it with
Yeah,
the with the key,
Yeah,
the
okay.
third key.
I can't take it back now. It's fine.
Okay.
All right. So
Alright.
you hover on up, and you're up above the cliff sides where all of these orc heads are. What are you doing?
I'm gonna. I want to like keep an eye out, watch for like movement in.
Okay.
I don't know if
Make
there's
a
underbrush.
make a perception check.
I'm also gonna be looking. I
Whoo. First roll.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Two natural
Holy
20s.
gee.
Nice.
You both roll nat 20s?
What?
Yes.
Jesus,
Oh.
Eagle
holy crap.
eyes up here.
You both float up above the cliffside, and as you're beginning to survey the surrounding area, looking through this sparse little forest of pikes with heads on them, you both immediately zero in on a figure that is sitting along the edge of the cliffside with his legs dangling over it. He is what looks to be an elderly dwarven man. He's wearing a long black robe. He's got a very heavily creased brow, is bald on top, and he's got sort of like a Fu Manchu mustache. And he seems to be looking down at the pass.
Does he seem to have spotted our approach? Like not our approach.
Have
not
the
me and
rest of the
Sissy.
people be like taking stealth rolls, or are you just heading into the pass? Because that will determine whether he has noticed them.
I don't know. I think we were waiting for Sissel and Ellen to kind of move ahead and
Okay, well then
Give
I'll
us the
say that if you
go-ahead.
haven't rounded the bend where he could see you, then he's probably just sort of looking left to right along the pass, watching.
Knowing how we normally approach things, I would think that the rest of the group would be waiting for a go-ahead or would be
Okay.
behind the
Fair
people
enough.
scouting. So
Okay.
I would once if we're out of earshot of him, I just sort of whisper into the earring what Cecil and I are seeing. Just say, elderly dwarven man, mustache and beard combination. He's got black robes on. Does this sound like the dark? No,
Cloak
no,
Shadow.
Cloak Shadow. I was about to say Darkhold. I don't know why. I haven't been into male Darkhold in a long time. But does this sound like a Cloak Shadow thing?
I don't think we know.
Possible.
You don't know what any of them look like.
I mean, Donnie is
I
not,
mean,
not wearing
the
a Cloak
black
Shadow
robe.
outfit.
He is dwarven, and there are not so many dwarves down here, so it limits who it could be, how far away, how far up.
Top of the cliffs. Top of the cliffs. Middle of the
Well,
stretch of bend.
About
Stretch
how
of
far away would that be from me, Fout?
About, I'd say since this, if we want to use this little crude drawing that I made as approximation, we'll say like the guy is like kind of here-ish, and you guys are still kind of around this bend, so he can't see you yet. Probably a good like 50 feet off. I will be right back. So we might have to pause for a second.
Okay,
I'll be
that's
right back.
fine. There are two things I can do. Wait,
Hmm.
no, there's one thing I can do. The other thing requires my viol. Damn it. The other one was good. I was gonna banish him, but I can't do that without my viol.
It doesn't only last like a minute. You'd only be able to get
Yeah,
so far
but
in a minute.
yeah.
10
I mean, I
rounds
guess
is a lot.
We could distract him, or maybe like talk to
that's what I
him.
was thinking. I can make major image.
Like Ellen
We
and I
have
are literally right up here. We could like talk to him or something.
Yeah, but you're also invisible. That's a little bit
We could drop it.
I think our plan right now would basically be take advantage of the invisibility to maybe get the jump on him, or to try approaching him normally and
I
see what
would
happens.
see about if I just
Do we want it to
certainly
be
not do anything lethal, but maybe
Yeah, do we
or
want it
if
to
you
be
could
a
knock him
fight?
out.
Ooh.
I feel like if you can just knock him out, we can try to at least get, you know, ahead on them, so they don't have their scouts telling them ahead of time.
Okay. We
We
can
should
do
also
that.
see, or like we could maybe also see around and see if there's more in the area.
Yeah, that might. We'll wait here until you
Scout out more of the area, yeah.
just like in Assassin's Creed Origins.
I
Oh,
have to be
speaking
right
of which,
back.
I have a whole code for Assassin's Creed Origins that I can't use because I already have it. Does anybody want it?
Oh, what system? What is it? PC?
PC.
Ooh, that's tempting.
Yeah, I stayed subscribed to Humble Bundle, and they gave it to me for $12, and I was like, I already have this, thanks.
If Mel doesn't take it, I might take it.
Hungle Bungle,
Bungle
yeah.
bungle.
Actually,
back.
you take it. I don't know if I'll be able to.
I am back. What are we at?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Hello?
who's that?
That was the robot. Apparently,
Oh, okay.
Oh.
he ran out of music to play and just left. It's fine. I got him back in.
Okay.
So what are we doing? Catch me up.
So I think Ellen and I are maybe gonna like scout around a little bit more and see like if we can spot any other dwarves
Yeah.
in the hills.
Like further up, are there like other sentry-looking people?
Are you hovering up higher? Like, what is your plan here?
Higher, maybe like further into the past. Also,
Give me perception checks, then I'd say.
okay.
Okie doke. Okay. Not a natural 20. What's my...
Ah, oh,
Oh,
feast or famine.
yeah.
hang on. Sorry. My bonus skill is... Perception is plus 10, so 25.
25. So you're looking along the pass for any other signs of other
Yeah,
sentries?
other
Yeah,
sentries.
There's no one else.
Just him.
We could maybe try and knock him out. And maybe question him a little bit, or just like surprise,
so-
be like, "Hey, what
so-
you doing, huh?"
So can you get me a little closer? About 30 feet away from
Yeah,
him.
30 feet away. Okay.
Once we're 30 feet away, I will try to see if any illusory magic is about. Anything trying to deceive
I'm
my
gonna
senses.
say, even though you guys are invisible, I'm gonna have you both roll stealth checks
Okay.
because even though you're invisible, he's still actively
Don't you get
trying to perceive.
advantage?
Yes, you get advantage based on sight. Mel, throw your dice out. Get new dice. Tired of this shit.
Mel is just
Okay.
OP.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you get within 30 feet. No illusory magic.
Okay, he's real.
Okay. So what do you want to do? Talk to him or knock him out first?
Knocking him out will definitely alert him. Let's back up so we're definitely out of earshot.
He's an
Further than
old ass
30
man
feet.
who's sitting on the mountaintop. Just FYI, he doesn't look. He just looks like an old man. He doesn't look
That
like
doesn't
he's.
fucking anything.
All right. I'm just letting you know what you see.
So was Medici.
That is true.
All
Don't
the
trust
terrible
the
people
old
we've met have
people.
been terrible old people.
Don't trust the old people.
Don't trust anyone who looks like. You made us not want to trust anybody. Everyone's fucking.
Everyone's a bad guy. Okay, so what is your plan here?
Okay, well,
If there's just one of him, he could be quite strong. And if it's a cloak shadow, Dania said that they were very powerful.
we could just knock him out.
Or we could just talk to him.
Or we could just talk to him.
This doesn't need to be a fight.
Although I feel
Why
like
don't-
Hidayth has more of a right to speak to him than
She should. Oh, Mel, you missed some of the.
You missed a lot of shit, Mel.
We're trying to prevent Haraith from being noticed or seen.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
as she
Wraith
is, because
can't.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically. Okay, so bullet points. Goff did a new sending ritual spell and spoke at length to Dania about this, and she
Sending
basically.
ritual?
Yeah, I homebrewed a sending ritual.
Okay.
So that he could talk to her at length for like 10 minutes. Basically, the gist is that Dania said, she doesn't think her family did this. They wouldn't kill anyone unless provoked. And furthermore, they don't know what Hiraeth looks like, but if they find out what she looks like, they will hound her to the ends of the earth and kill her.
Good to know.
And they're
So we
extremely
don't-
powerful.
we don't want Haraith to be spotted, and the fact that we're doing this at all is giving Goff a some anxiety.
Okay.
So
So
someone else is going to have to talk to him.
quick,
It cannot be Haraith.
cover story. So
Okay.
we're they're definitely gonna ask us what the fuck we're doing up here. We're just gonna be like, hey, so we're just a group passing through. We're not the orcs or anything. We just heard that things got pretty dicey, so we wanted to know,
Are you still within 30 feet of him while you're doing all
No,
this?
they moved
No,
away.
I
They
said
moved back up.
I
All right.
said
I just want to make sure.
That'd be
I
really
said
funny.
this out loud.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so but what are we doing here? We are okay.
We're
We
lesbians
wanted
on our honeymoon, and also our friends down there that are definitely going to round the corner. Because that's definitely going to happen. But maybe, like, don't attack us. 'Cause we're
or
not.
at least perhaps we could just say I'm fairly heavily armed for someone on a honeymoon.
Yeah, I don't think we should use the honeymoon thing. I think we should just say that we're passing through. That's believable.
Why don't I talk to him?
Okay.
I mean, he's kind of up here is the thing.
You'd have to come up on the carpet, though.
Why couldn't I just walk into the past and speak to him from below?
We might shoot you first.
Don't
That's kind of what we're
know
trying to prevent.
We don't know what he's going to do.
Well,
I mean, we can talk to him. We can, butter him up a little bit, and maybe then have him come down and talk to us, the rest of us.
but why are we heading down this road?
We're heading to
What's our-
Morbashar.
Because we want to go to Morbashar, and the rest of the party really
If we
wants
get
to.
attacked by doors, we know that it's them. But if we
Or-
don't, we don't know who it is. It could be somebody else.
Or we're headed to Morbashar to oh god, this is whole story, but we want to try their food. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a culinary journey.
And we could just say that. Sorry, I'm a halfling. We could just say that we're his bodyguards or whatever.
Yeah.
I love it.
Wait, is Hold with us?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, we're Hold's bodyguards.
he's a great culinary genius.
Well, he is.
That's true.
It's true. It's
I look
freaking
back at
true.
Hulk.
I love
I'm
this
not making
voice.
that up.
Oh, this is really weird.
Isn't Hulk supposed to be like an animal or something?
No, I haven't. I
Oh.
I decided that it was kind of silly because it was like, if we're trying to maybe draw them out to attack us, why would we hide someone that might make them? If
Because he
anything,
is like 1 hit point.
I
8.
will
yeah.
save him. If any, I have the
Alex,
cube of force.
Alex, you're putting
I-
so much confidence into this plan. It's making me so nervous.
I know it'll probably go terribly, and then I'll feel bad. But
Alright.
Alright, so we gotta just carefully just alight behind him and drop invisibility.
Should we should we should we
maybe
should
you
we
should
approach from
maybe you should
visible?
uninvisible somewhere else and then approach because
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess so. Right.
Because that's very suspicious. Just
Yeah, you're
being
right, that is. Okay, so we're gonna back up a little bit.
If we're trying to avoid suspicion, why don't I just approach from the normal path?
yeah.
well, he might attack you. But I mean,
You're kind of big.
remember
Yes.
the last time we were in a pass and we got ambushed?
What do we know about this one this time?
Okay. Well, let's
Or does someone have the ability to cast like an illusion that could? I don't know.
it's probably best
is-
to
The longer I stand here, the more antsy I'm going to get. This is.
Alright, let's kick this off then.
alright.
What are you going to do? Are you
We're
going to
gonna
hurt
back.
him?
No, we're gonna. We're gonna back up. We're gonna talk to the fucking guy. You're gonna drop invisibility like a normal goddamn person. Be like, oh hey, didn't see you there.
Like I don't know, one of those shows
don't-
where they zoom in on the guy. And,
Okay.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there.
Oh hey, didn't see you there.
I was just
Yeah, we're just gonna float by and drop
I-
invisibility.
You're floating.
Yeah.
Oh
You're up in
boy.
the air.
Yep, we're on the broom.
If you drop invisibility in front of him, that's like.
Yeah, we're saying hello.
I thought we were dropping invisibility further back and then approaching visibly so that we don't look like
Oh, okay.
We're trying to avoid giving the
Like,
impression
at
that
the-
we are.
We're going
like, yes,
to drop invisibility in the back and then fly up and say hello. We're friendly
Okay.
neighbors.
All right.
All right.
It's a perfect plan. Nothing will go wrong.
Nothing will go
God,
wrong.
this is
It's perfect.
Jesus Christ. I hate this plan so much.
So okay, so
I-
you kind of back down into the mountain pass, dropped invisibility, and then while the two
And
of you are still
then-
on the broom, floated up into view.
Yeah.
I have that under. I'm understanding
Yeah.
that's what your plan is.
Yeah.
I,
Yes.
I, saw-
And
I
then,
was gonna do
like,
something, but this is
sort
happening.
of looking like, and then just sort of, oh, didn't notice that guy there before.
It's like, oh hey.
Okay, so you float up into view and you say, "Hey."
Yeah. What a beautiful kind of day.
He looks over at you, this old man, and you see him. He's actually holding in his hand. He was leaning on his knee before, and you see he's actually holding a little pipe, and he puffs on the pipe a little bit. He
Hey.
says, "Morning, strangers.
Morning.
Hello.
Brings you through here."
Hey, so we're kind of bodyguards for this guy that we're traveling with, and he's kind of a culinary genius. But
That's no.
we heard that things were kind
Yeah.
of spicy for people who look a little orcish this time around, and we just wanted to make sure things were okay.
Well, as long as you ain't causing any trouble, you shouldn't have any
Hmm.
problem from me.
Okay.
You can see the last ones who caused trouble right around here.
And he points at some of the heads on the pikes.
Did they like come out of their way to cause trouble, or?
Yeah. They were, we got a little village around that way.
He points behind him.
Hmm.
A couple of nights this week, orc war parties just started to attack us, and last bad decision they ever made.
Huh. Okay. He's more.
I'm not able to see him, right, or hear him.
No, have you walked into view?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
Oh.
walk into view. You don't have to. This isn't like
I mean, yeah, you could.
Yeah, it's all safe. You
allowed
guys
to do whatever
can.
you want.
Yeah, we're just gonna call. All right, well, we can come around, and then actually, can I insight check this guy
Sure, go for it.
just because paranoia?
What are you insight checking?
Him? If he's
For what? For
If
what?
what
For-
he
What?
said was just
what
true,
he said, yeah.
or if he's
Okay.
if he's like
I'm not.
exaggerating.
No, this isn't my insightful fighting.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Insight
just
check.
we're just trying to see if he's, hiding
the
He's
up and
something.
legit about the story he is giving.
Yeah, if he at least if he believes the story he's saying. 13 plus 15 is 28.
28.
I'm getting better at math.
Yep, he doesn't give you any sign that he is trying to conceal the truth from you. He is completely relaxed. He doesn't seem to consider you a threat.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm just gonna nod and just, yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna talk his ear off about, and he's quite the genius. He's got, he visited, we were visiting a dwarven, what was it? A dwarven village, and he helped them. He picked up a couple tricks there, and
Oh, really? Which one? Might know it.
did we learn what it was called?
Started with an L, I think.
Learning. I don't remember what it was.
He
It
did,
was the
but-
Steel Song Homestead.
Oh,
And remember, they don't like steel songs. Just a reminder. Maybe we don't talk about that. Jesus Christ, this plan.
oh, I'm bad. Oh, I'm
Mel
so
gets a partial
sorry.
pass because he missed a lot on that particular conversation. But guys, come on. We have one job.
there are. I'm so sorry. I don't remember which one. I legitimately don't remember which one.
Doesn't even
Oh.
have to roll to see.
Oh,
It's true.
fair enough.
We passed through. We've seen a couple dwarven villages, and might I say, your cuisine is the herbs and spices and all the flavorings that grow here. I don't think I've ever tasted anything like them.
Well, we certainly try our best.
Well,
My
the best is pretty good.
my wife makes a fine stew, but I'd invite you over, but we don't really take kindly to company.
Oh, that's
We don't take
quite
kindly
all
to
right.
strangers.
Holg here is also just sort of on a quest to sort of, I suppose, reconnect with his roots.
Well,
Maybe bring a bit of
that's
that back to
that's a
Arcadia.
mighty fine goal,
Yeah.
I might say.
Yeah, it's part of why we agreed to this job.
Well, don't linger long around here.
Yeah,
Be
I'm
responsible in
hoping.
case you get attacked by these same orcs.
Of course.
Did they seem like they
keeping
were
an eye.
from the nearby village? Or was there anything
I don't know.
unusual
It was
about them?
dead at night. They came armed, battle axes swinging, tried to set the village on fire with their fire arrows.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's.
Oh,
We'll
that's...
definitely keep an eye out for that. Maybe. I think our defenses at night are okay, but maybe I turn this as well. I think our defenses at night are okay, but maybe just keep a closer watch.
Yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
for telling us, stranger.
Yeah.
What's your name again?
Ulag
Ulag.
Cloak Shadow.
Ulag Cloak Shadow. Good to know.
Thank you. Well, is the cart like also just coming around at this point?
There's no cart. It's the flying
Oh.
carpet. Oh, the carpet. Okay, yeah, it's the
Oh
flying carpet.
no, I mean like
Tackle.
we don't have a cart. Okay, sorry.
Wait,
Images. How? No. Oh, are we? Is the party coming around then? Sorry, we don't have a card.
Whenever you give the go ahead.
Yeah,
we
we
gave
did.
a go ahead like for a while ago.
Okay, so I'd say
Did
at this
we?
point the rest of you are heading around the corner,
Sure.
and he sees Tackle with a couple of you on him, and then he sees the flying carpet. Kind of raises an eyebrow and puffs his pipe a little more.
Yeah,
It's a mighty strange way to travel, huh? But
convenient though.
I don't get out much, so maybe things have changed.
Well,
It's stylish.
carpets don't tire like horses do. All right, thank you. And then I guess we can. I guess Cecil and I should probably stay up and continue to scout ahead, since that it definitely we made it look like that's our function, and that kind of is our function anyway.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Hold on, stranger.
Oh yes.
It just occurred to me I gave you my name. I didn't get yours.
Oh, sorry. Yes. I'm.
I'm Lara.
Make a deception check.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Where's my... Don't fail me now.
Oh, okay.
And I am Lena. And I
Make a
guess I
deception
also
check.
have to make a deception check. Okay,
Yep.
okay. That's what's my deception? 19, 20, 21.
Wow. Okay.
Nux.
What did you say your names were?
I said my name was Lara.
Alright.
And Lena.
Laura and Lena. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You as well.
We're gonna...
Just goes back to puffing on the pipe and blowing little smoke rings.
Huh.
Yep. Once we're out of earshot,
I'll have
I'm
to
just
learn to
gonna
do that.
whisper to my ear into my earring. Okay, things seem chill. It's them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep sitting on the carpet, quiet.
Just
Not say
Alibabaing
anything.
it.
Yeah, you make your way on through on the magic carpet. Ulag looks down at you and kind of raises an eyebrow, but then he just gives you a little wave,
I just give a nod.
and you all head on through the pass.
Perfect execution!
Nothing
I'm
went wrong
sorry.
with our flawless plan.
I'm sorry. I kind of yelled earlier. I forgot that Mel wasn't here. So when you started to like give away things, I was like, "Oh my god!" I freaked out. Sorry.
That's okay.
It worked out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head on through the pass a little bit, past some more of these heads.
How many are there?
There's probably
Like roughly, like
there's a lot because
like
there's probably
several dozen.
about 50 or so.
Jesus.
But you did hear from him that they were attacked by war parties twice this past week.
Are they all wearing like helmets and stuff from the
Yeah.
they look like the same kind of orcs that were like living in the village?
Nope.
They look like a different clan?
There's not really a concept of clan necessarily here. They do have all different kinds of tattoos. They don't look like they're specifically from one clan.
Do they look like they're from Vrogzen? Like there's any connection there?
No, they're not wearing the same armor that the military at Vrogzen were wearing.
So
they look like rogue.
People in Vrogzen think that they were being attacked?
Yes.
Were any of their actual scouting parties attacked?
Yes.
Or did they only?
Yes, their actual scouting parties were killed, but they never found the bodies.
So do I see any heads that look like they're from the Vrogzen scout?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
And they said specifically that their parties were
slaughtered.
It was at this pass where they saw this.
No, okay.
I'm confused.
No, I think they never came back, and they don't know where
their
they
parties
died,
never came back. They don't know where they died. They heard later on that there were in this pass heads on pikes.
Oh.
They never went and investigated because all of the patrols disappeared near and around this village.
Okay.
But looking at the heads now, they don't look to be similar to the style of like helmets and stuff that they.
Is there some kind of distinct marking that I can get from just the heads alone that like is consistent across? I can't reach them; they're too high up.
Somebody up.
Oh, well, yeah. If I go up a little bit higher, like, is there like I don't want to take a head. I want to see if there's like a consistent part of a tattoo or like a marking that's on almost all of them or most of them, like a symbol or something.
Okay, if you're gonna do that, I'm not even gonna have you roll. Like, there's no common marker.
Okay. What were the names of all the clans again?
There's the Iron Hand, Steel Hand, Bronze Hand, Evoking Hand, and Ebony Hand.
Were any of them mentioned as being particularly in disagreement with like?
No, see, I think you're misunderstanding the concept of clan among the orcs. The clans denote people who are good at a certain type of.
Okay, that makes sense.
They aren't really clans anymore.
Okay.
They're more like roles that
like
they
designation.
fill.
I mean, they used to be clans. Okay, let me make it clear. They used to be clans, but then Logswell united the clans, so they all live together as one big homogenous orc nation. Okay. People who came from the Iron Hand tend to be the warrior type. They're the big ones. People who came from the Ebony Hand, by tradition of their clan, are more in trading and mercantile endeavors, which is why they tend to run the caravans, that kind of thing. But as far as when you guys were in Vrogzen and you were seeing like the military scouts, you saw members of all kinds of clans being involved.
Okay, so, makes sense.
In defense.
This group of people is based on something else entirely.
Yeah.
So they don't have any of the hand markings?
I mean, they do have hand markings. They look like they're from various clans.
But that's not going to tell us anything. It's basically what I'm gathering. It's not going to tell us. It's like a gathering of a specific clan. It's something else. Well.
That's weird.
It's possible that Olag is speaking this truth.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna be like, yeah, I believe him. I think he believes what he's saying.
I think he's a little bit excessive in his display. And we still don't know if he was responsible for the scouts from Vrogzen, but regardless.
Could be a situation of mistaken. Sorry, I'm still a halfling. Could be a situation of mistaken identity, if they're getting attacked by some. Sorry, stop it.
No, I like halfling. It's good.
If they're getting attacked by some orcs in the night and they see some other ones scouting and riding through the pass, they might think it's another attack. So.
Yes, but we didn't see any of the Vrogzen soldiers on these pikes.
Did we not?
I didn't.
You didn't. You didn't see, like, a lot of them are wearing helmets. You don't see any that are wearing armor pieces that look like they were from the Vrogzen army.
Maybe on their way back we should take ahead and... I mean, that might be a little bit gauche, but we could see what they think.
I don't know if we have to take the whole thing. Maybe they'll just believe us.
Mm.
They said that they saw, or they... It seemed
What
like they were
about-
under the impression that their own were presented like this, right? They probably would have seen it.
Hmm.
So if the scouting parties were wiped out entirely, but none of them are on the pikes, then where'd they go? Is the question.
That is the question. My current guess is perhaps, if we are assuming Donnie is correct and Ulog is not deceiving us, that there is a rogue faction of orcs that has a particular issue with the Cloak Shadow or just dwarves in general, and the Cloak Shadow punished them.
But where
That
would
is assuming that other things are true.
But where would the Vrogzen come into this?
And where
Perhaps that they
happened
disagreed
to-
with the Vrogzen for not supporting them and they killed them themselves.
Oh no.
Oh,
There have
what?
been other instances of bodies disappearing. Nearer Arcadia, I suppose, but I suppose it's happening everywhere.
It could be
Remember-
that as well. Yes, they could be turning into some kind
There's
of substance cocoons, apparently, which are hatching good. Who knows what terrible creatures.
There's also the possibility that the void matter figure we saw. Do you think that could have been one of the orc scouts?
The figure?
We said here I saw a void matter figure.
It was a
right?
Yeah,
person,
no, it was
human
like-
man.
it was like an
It was a
older
human
Human.
old.
Sorry,
It was
never
it was a
mind.
human man in a gray robe with a long gray beard. It was
Who disappeared around the alley corner when we.
Never mind. I did not.
It's okay. You missed
Yeah,
it.
you were
It's
gone.
fine.
You missed like 2.5 hours. It's okay.
I'm okay.
It's possible that they were turned into whatever that fleshy mess is, or they were lured into one of these ruins, or whatever. It's all part of a great web of terror that just seems to keep coming back up, doesn't it?
I don't think we should rule out there being a third party involved.
I believe it's possible that there is another part of a faction of orcs who may not agree with what is going on.
It certainly makes sense that not all of them would be so happy to bury the hatchet.
Well,
Imagine I said all of that in halfling.
and I'm not going to try to disrespect one or the other through comparison, but there are similarities, you saw how the Goliath clans were. Many were ready to cut each other down over disagreements. There could be something like that here.
And even there was a god in, there was the whole thing with the key and Gonador's influence trying to get control of the key. And they still tried to, be petty with each other and cut each other down.
Correct. So it is not something to rule out, but it seems we still have not narrowed down our situation quite enough. We have learned, perhaps, while I don't agree with the methods, maybe the Cloak Shadows are not as guilty as once thought of being the instigators, but I suppose that nothing is impossible, as we say.
Maybe we'll learn more in Morbashar.
That is my hope.
Yeah, let's hope so. Perhaps...
Maybe things will cross over one another very interestingly, because we gotta remember why we're going to Morbashar in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
What if our bounty started showing up around the same time all these attacks started happening?
That's a thought.
That is a thought. Did we ever ask anyone how...
I
Oh,
forgot
no, we did.
about that guy, actually. It's been a couple weeks.
Why are we out here?
Why are
We're
we
here
here?
for a hole.
Yeah,
We're
he
here
hasn't been
for
ha-
home.
He hasn't been high on the priority list once we
Yeah.
almost immediately after we got to Crankshaft. We were like, oh, some more important shit? I don't know why the fuck we even came here anymore.
Yeah, it is possible that our third party might perhaps be this one dude.
Be the
He
one
might-
dude we
he
came
might be
here
an-
for.
Whoa!
It is-
I mean,
Video
who-
games. I'm just
Why
kidding.
why would
Video
Holt be the
games.
why would Holt be the third party? I mean, he's why we came here, right?
Yeah, Hulk's fine.
no,
Hulk's
we're not talking about. We didn't
I
come here
know.
because
I'm,
of
I'm goofing. I'm goofing.
fine.
I don't. I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
okay.
stupid.
No, I'm goofing because I also forgot, and I legitimately thought we came here
Oh.
specifically for Holt.
Yeah,
No, we didn't.
Only for.
Oh no!
We have all these dangerous
Hulk just
bounties to do,
really
and we're just
wanted
like,
to go.
we really just need to take Hulk to the orc.
I know
land.
you guys are
Holt
busy.
deserves a vacation, guys.
I know you guys are busy, like literally trying to prevent the entire fucking world from folding in on itself. Because you take me on a fucking field trip to eat some good food.
This is like doing all of the missions for like the minor characters on the Normandy right before the suicide
Oh my
mission.
god. Yeah.
It really is. Holy shit. Okay. So I'm assuming you've been having this conversation as you've been walking
Yes.
south.
Yeah.
Hulk's no
Yeah.
reservations.
Once we were very far out of earshot of the guy.
Okay. So you're speculating on this. Unless you have anything else you want to discuss, we can take out the old warp whistle and get on over to Morphin Shark.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Is that what it sounds like?
Yeah.
No.
It's a slide whistle.
It's the warp whistle from Mario Brothers 3.
I'm gonna say at one point. I'm gonna say at one point. Also, perhaps it's best to not be throwing around the Heraith's or I'll say it like throwing around our smaller friend's legacy, so to speak, name, that sort of thing. Maybe try to mention it as little as possible while around others.
I managed not to.
No, I know.
I know.
We don't know who could be listening, and this is an area where it could draw some ire. We don't know. Maybe. I
That's
suppose
true.
it's unavoidable, but if we can avoid it,
Yeah.
revealing that identity might be for the best. Avoiding revealing that identity might be for the best.
Yeah, it's I'd rather not have to deal with that.
I don't know who you guys are talking about.
Oh, just a dear friend of mine who is a little bit too confident sometimes.
That's fair.
She means well.
Berna says under her breath, "I'm Mario."
So basically, I'm Mario.
So basically, I'm Mario.
Okay. So you continue going south.
Yep.
Yeah.
Heading on over to Morphin Shark. Okay. You continue on your way through the winding passes. Eventually, the winding mountain cliffs give way onto open green fields. If you've ever been to Ireland, it's sort of like these rolling green fields and possibly green grass. And it seems like the sky is beginning to clear up a little too. The blue is beginning to come out a little bit as the sun is sinking lower, giving sort of this nice kind of orange purple hue to the horizon line. And you continue making your way over this hilly terrain, and eventually you all crest over this one final hill. And Heraith, this hill for you, you've made this journey before. It would signal the trip home.
Yeah.
And this final hill would signal a fire point in the distance at the end of the cliffs, overlooking the fire fields, or the flame fields, excuse me. But now the site that meets you is much different. The orcs have expanded, taken over not only Firepoint but the surrounding countryside, and spread out far from the original military stronghold they built long ago. And as you get near to the city, the beat of ceremonial drums and the clang of industry intermingle with the rumblings of a bustling city. And over the brisk highland air, you hear the tinkle of wind chimes upon the breeze. Near the cliffside where your hometown used to be, you see the towering orc stronghold holding dominion over the city before you, imposing with its large tusk-like pillars and haphazard red roofing, and then encircling it in the remaining military structures, the barracks, the watchtowers, and the like. There's a more refined architecture that sprawls out into the surrounding hills. Similar to Vrogsund, these circular houses of wood and stone that dot the landscape, some bunched into neighborhoods, others with more property surrounding them, interspersed with large areas of greenery where gardens of spiritual totems are arrayed. A sturdy stone wall surrounds the capital, patrolled constantly by archers in the twilight and brutish-looking captains and manned with siege equipment. You are now before the orc capital of Morbishar. What do you wish to do?
Big.
This is kind of weird.
Ooh.
I'd say at this point that your disguise is dropped, because that was only for an hour, I think. You're not a halfling anymore.
I still do the voice.
All right. Well, I hope you've got your. Oh my god. Oh my god.
The
Your
crystal?
crystal. Yes.
Yep, I have it.
Will you feel okay going back here?
Yeah, it's fine, It was easier to try to move past it when it wasn't right in front of you,
Yeah.
It is always hard to approach finality. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, they have a new place to live and grow, it's just memories, but
Right.
they'll still be with me no matter what. Yeah, we
So
can,
we're
we
your
can go ahead.
family.
Okay, so what do you wish to do? The city itself is still a ways off, and as you get closer to it, heading down the dirt road, and you just take in the sheer scope of these towering stone walls. As you get closer, you see that the actual entrance to the city itself, these large, just tremendous wood and steel reinforced gates, with on either side of them you see what look to be large stone carved representations of animals. One just a large bear up on its hindquarters, the other one a wolf, a dire wolf actually. As you get closer, the beat of these ceremonial war drums in a rhythm just gets more and more taking up your entire just surrounding you, and just intermingle with these wind chimes. And as you get closer to the city itself, you see that as you approach the gates, the main entrance to the city is a long, what looks almost like an open market. With various stalls where people are buying and selling wares, and across this market, up in the air between the houses, are just strings of wind chimes that are blowing gently in the wind. There's almost like creating this music
Oh,
as the Highland winds just blows right through this alley, this long corridor where all the shops are.
that's lovely. Well, Hogue, you ready?
He is wide-eyed, just looking up at everything. And since it's getting later in the day, some of the people have lit braziers around various street corners, illuminating the city. the city itself seems to glow. As you pass the various residential portions of the city, there are you pass the houses, and they seem as if the wood has just been intricately carved with mosaics of natural phenomena, lakes and streams, and heavy forests, wild animals, plants, and they almost give off a faint glow in the nighttime sky, like a faint kind of bluish glow that seems to emanate from the wood itself. Is there anything you wish to do in the city?
So,
Ah,
how do we set hold up on his exchange?
I suppose we try to find a reputable inn that's well known for its food, or a restaurant or something.
Yeah.
Do we just ask some random Joe,
let's ask around, see if we can. Who has?
Can I discern the least angriest looking orc nearby?
You're currently in sort of like a market area, so there's a lot of people who are just trying to sell their goods. You notice it's not all orcs in here. There are a mixture of some dwarves and other races as well, who are seeming to kind of partake in this large exchange of goods.
Well, do you think?
Hello.
Do you think we'll be able to find? Well, maybe first we should set up lodging for ourselves. That should probably be our first order of business.
Yes.
We're gonna be here a couple days, likely.
True.
Let's start with an inn or a tavern, whichever we can find. So let's ask around for. I guess if there's someone that we can, whose attention we can grab for a second, ask about lodging.
Okay. Anyone in particular? You're looking for another orc, or like a dwarf, or like a visitor? Like you want to speak to? Who would you feel more comfortable speaking to? I guess is my question.
Probably an orc, someone local.
Okay. I mean, you could ask a guard. You could ask one of the nearby stall keeps.
Let's ask a guard about accommodations, I guess.
Okay. You approach an orc gentleman that has got some very dark, almost grayish skin, gray-black skin. He's got his hair in a top knot, otherwise bald, and he is standing at one of the street corners with a large battle axe planted firmly on the ground next to him, scanning for any sign of trouble. As you approach, he looks down at you. He is not as big as the other ones.
But I'm a slightly half elf.
Yes, so I would say actually he's more like 6.5 feet tall, 7 feet. So Goff, you're actually taller than this one. But very, very jacked. He's very well built.
So he's thick. I mean, yes.
He's just shredded.
So he looks down at you, and he kind of nods as you approach, acknowledging you.
Hello, my companions and I were wondering, what if there were what inns are around that we could stay in while we're in the.
Well, that depends on the accommodations you're looking for.
Well,
Looking
can you
for
recommend
something a little quiet or something a little rowdy?
Any known particularly well for their food?
Seems to think
Specifically
for a
orc
moment.
food?
Well, food is what you're after. You'll want to head out to Horde's Rapture District. That's the entertainment district of the city. Look for the Giant Skull Tavern. You can't miss it.
Oh my
Quite
God.
literally carved out of an ancient creature's skull.
Oh my god.
that?
Oh.
I'm
I
really
love the fact
excited
that
to
the
say
orcs
that
just
now.
carried it up the cliff and just.
Actually, Hiraeth, you kind of recall for a moment.
Oh,
There was the bones of some great leviathan that is just sitting in the middle of the highlands.
What?
what?
How did this never come up before?
Whoa.
I mean, we never looked.
They were just like bones. You never really thought about it too much. You sort of figured it was just some like
okay.
really big creature, but it was just like this massive creature.
Okay, so I probably like did something really stupid and like played around
So wait a minute.
near the big giant skeleton when I was a kid.
So
Yeah.
So you're telling me that these orcs gentrified a giant skull?
Mhm.
I
Well-
can't fucking believe this.
No, it's not gentrifying, it's recycling.
Mido,
I guess you're right.
what are you asking specifically about? What name?
The giant skull and
The skull. Okay. So he
Didn't he just explain that?
he just literally said quite literally. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I didn't know what you were asking. Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
I am.
It's you'll want to speak to Shigar. He's the innkeep there.
Shigar. Okay.
If food's what you're after, you can't go wrong in that district.
The master
You'll
works
want
all,
to check
you
out.
can't go
You
wrong.
want to check out the Unending Feast. It's a large outdoor festival that goes on every day.
Ah.
Every
Oh,
day.
Oh, that
Holy
sounds
shit.
exciting, Hulk, doesn't
Okay.
it?
He's like nodding furiously.
Are there any like renowned orc master chefs that our friend here can learn from?
I can't think of anyone in particular. No one. Orc cuisine is a communal experience.
All
Comes
right.
from many hands working in the kitchen or around the campfire.
Sounds just like Holg's something Holg would be into. Thank you so much.
Sounds like, what was that thing that you called Mel, like bunny fight?
Bunny fight? Oh, why can't I remember it?
This is a Filipino thing.
It's a
Yeah.
Filipino thing. Buddy fight? Okay.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Boodle fight.
Yes.
Oh, interesting name. Okay. Anyway. Yep. So we have your information.
Right,
Go
so-
that way.
Yeah,
Let's
we
go.
go to there.
Okay. You continue heading through this long corridor of shops and stalls. Passing by, there's some very interesting things for sale. As you're passing them, you see a number of people who are actually selling various
Raw evocative.
various weapons, melee weapons that seem to kind of give off a subtle red glow to them.
Oh,
Mm.
There are also various stalls that seem to be hawking like cultural paraphernalia, talismans, that sort of thing. You see one older looking orc woman who seems to have a stall with various totems, and as you're passing by, you kind of overhear her making her pitch about how each totem contains the spirit of an elemental that you can summon, and that kind of thing.
Hmm.
Does Holg look interested in like the cultural stuff?
He is like a kid in a candy store right now. He is so immersed right now in all of this, and you just see this big perpetual grin on his face as he's looking all around at all of this. He's so wired and excited right now.
Aw.
Okay. Can I buy him like a small trinket?
Sure.
Like look for something. Ask him. Just say like, "Hey Hulk, does maybe I'll get him like a souvenir, like a little talisman or something something to remind him of here."
Okay. You find a small kind of knickknack stall with an elderly-looking orc gentleman working it. sort of has like a rough comb over going. And he tries to sell you like for like a gold piece, what he calls a spirit talisman, which he says is sort of it's a way for orcs who are away from the totem gardens, who want something a little bit more private in their worship, to kind of commune with the spirits of their ancestors or with nature.
I turn to Hulk. This like, is he pitching it as like a magic thing, or
It's
like
not a magic
more
thing, more
a
of like
religion thing?
a religion thing.
Okay, yeah. I turn to Hulk and say, "How about it, Hulk?"
I mean, I'm not particularly religious, but I'll try anything once.
Well, even if it's not for your, it's a piece of. Yeah, it's also a piece of piece of your homeland.
Sure.
All right, I'll buy him one and I'll give him 10
Okay.
silver pieces.
Oh, okay. So you give the vendor a gold piece, and you give Holg the spirit talisman, and he's just sort of, it's this round talisman with a string that can go around the neck, with sort of like a necklace, and it's got a series of intricate just sort of right angle patterns of various designs on it, almost Celtic.
It's like a knot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of puts it on.
I'm at 4.7 gold.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
Oh,
god,
no.
Mel.
How?
Because
Party gold.
Goff takes all the gold, puts it in the
I
bag
Why
mean,
did
of
you
holding.
phrase it like that?
No, he takes it.
I have like over 1k, of like 1300.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
What? Okay.
I just don't spend it on anything.
Okay.
I have 69 gold.
Nice.
I
Well,
forgot
then
that
that's
you
the
got to
number
that.
you have to. You can't get any more gold now.
I
Yeah.
forgot that you got to that and then decided not to pick up any more gold.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So you bought that for Holg. What else do you wish to do?
Yeah, we'll just continue on, I guess. Yeah.
You make your way past this through the shopping district and on into you find a signpost pointing back the way you came at the shopping district. You see kind of it's scrolled in Orcish, but then underneath it is common, and it says the Gales. And then there's another arrow that points toward a district of the city called Horde's Rapture. You make your way following the signs.
Oh, wait. There was a question that Patrick asked in chat
Oh,
about
I am
the
sorry. I
market.
did not see
I
it.
just noticed it.
Oh.
Are
I'm
there
running
any
empty
empty
journals
journals?
somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure you could find a place that's just selling very simple journals that are wrapped in what looks to be the hide of an animal, like maybe a deer or something.
Verna buys journals, but actually
It
uses
costs
them.
you like maybe like 5 silver. Okay, so you got a little journal. Okay, so you all make your way towards Rapture. As you're getting toward this district, it is dominated by, you can see even around the other buildings, which maintain this uniform look to them, of the green roofs and the intricate wooden carved walls. You see the bones of the ancient Leviathan are kind of poking up above the district. And as you make your way through the winding streets, you eventually see this massive skull that must be about 50 feet wide,
Jeez.
sitting front and center, and the mouth is open, and you can just walk right inside where the tavern the tavern floor just opens up.
Damn.
This is really, really cool.
It's definitely different.
I never thought it would quite end up like this, but It certainly is now a building.
Did you just have this skeleton laying around?
Yeah, I was out in the fields.
I
Did we
mean,
see it? Did we see it when we came?
Nah, it was
Okay.
it's a little further out.
I mean, the city's big
the
now.
city is real big. Yeah.
I mean, it is very orc aesthetic for them to go find the big skull and be like, "Oh, I need to go build a building out of it."
I mean,
Is it?
it's not a bad aesthetic.
It is quite interesting. I suppose it's one way to reuse a skull.
And the city's
odd,
gonna be
though.
here anyway. It was
I mean,
that.
there's nothing particularly important about the giant skull thing. It just was out
Well,
there, so.
I mean, we don't.
Easier
know
to
that.
reuse it, I suppose, than to like break it down and build over it.
Mm,
How lively is the tavern?
It's raucous. There are all
Yes.
kinds of various orcs of different shades and hues, and they're actually intermingling with dwarves there are here who are just they seem to be having drinking contests and just cheering and singing and shouting. There's a little corner of the tavern where a little orc band is banging on some ceremonial drums and creating sort of a steady rhythmic tempo. You see at what looks to be a bar that was carved out of a piece of jawbone,
Ooh.
a very portly looking bronze-skinned orc that is kind of wearing this hide vest, no shirt underneath, and he's kind of drumming his hands on the bar top along to the sound of the drums as he's watching everybody kind of have a good time in his establishment.
As people are doing like bombs and stuff.
Yeah.
Having flashbacks to college. I didn't really expect I mean, especially after some of the reaction we got in Frogs, and I wasn't really expecting there to be so much intermingling here already, but it's good to see.
Definitely.
I wonder why that is.
Well, I suppose.
Well, if they didn't live in Firepoint, they didn't really have any stake to it, and it's been long enough. Maybe some don't necessarily remember the bad blood, so something new and cool goes up, you go and see how it is.
Yeah.
Seems pretty chill to me.
No,
Also,
Gatsby's
yes.
asleep.
I mean, the diplomatic negotiations seem to work out despite the person in charge of it. Because it was Victor in charge of
Yeah.
negotiating, right? Yep. Yep.
Hey, he did his job.
He did his job.
I love how one of the big bads was just a lawyer from the beginning of the game.
Hey.
I mean, look at the DM.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm not surprised.
Okay.
Falcon created that villain from experience.
That
'Cause, like,
character.
He was just thinking about all the people he had to work with in the past. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that my party kills this motherfucker.
Okay, anyway, so you're in the giant skull.
Well, let's go see if they have any vacancies.
Mm-hmm.
We probably only need one room.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We
you
can
approach
save money
this,
like that.
you approach this portly looking orc man. Kind of just takes up the whole behind the bar space. And he looks down at you as you approach. He just gives you this big welcoming smile.
Aww.
I love
What can
him
I do for
already.
you? What can I do for you, miss?
Certainly lives lively in here tonight. Today. I don't know what time it is.
Well, every night's a celebration here in Morbishar.
Well,
I
that's a
already love
positive
it
way
here.
to think of it. We are all passing through, probably in need of a room.
I should have some vacancies. Let me check.
He kind of goes back to like a logbook and he looks. He says,
Yes, I should have a couple of rooms up on the third rib.
He points toward
Oh
the.
my
Oh,
god.
yes! Yes!
The-
I kind of want to just sleep in the room. I love.
Maybe we should just sleep in the rooms or sleeping on.
Maybe we should just sleep in the rooms, you guys. They got a rib.
I'm imagining like the weirdest Disney hotel ever, where it's like built inside.
Yeah, you basically you see
in,
that
like,
the skull
Monstro or
itself.
something.
You see that the skull itself is a tavern, and there's stairs that lead up to the rest of this skeleton,
Oh my god.
and like there's various tiers where rooms have been built along the skeleton as using the skeleton as a sort of a frame.
Okay. Okay. I kind of just want to stay in the room.
Yeah, maybe we should just get the rooms.
Let's just stay in the rooms.
How many would that be for all of us? Like 3?
How many rooms do you want?
How many do we usually get?
It's
Well,
no, actually,
There's
in rooms.
7 of us and a big cat. So I guess 3 rooms.
Yeah, 3 would probably be
Yeah.
fine.
One versus one tackle.
For the night, that'll run you about 2 gold.
Oh.
All right. A
Okay.
piece.
Total.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
All right.
Wow, he's a lot nicer than the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude
What
charges
did he
20
want? Like-
gold.
Oh,
he wanted 20
yeah,
gold
yeah.
for one night.
It was buck wild. I love how Verna's being tsundere about the cool skeleton hotel.
Verna can't admit that she thinks the skeleton's cool.
Okay. So he hands you a key that looks like it's been carved from bone.
Oh my god.
Yes, I want to stay in this hotel for real, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, this is pretty metal.
Holg,
Nothing like celebrating the body of a dead Leviathan, like turning it into a destination hotel.
Holg
Yeah.
turns to you all and he says,
I saw some feasting tables on the way up here. I'm gonna go check them out if you don't
Well,
mind.
Hulk,
I know
how about
mean,
we
I
just
know-
get the stuff in the room and then we will loose you into the
okay.
city.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I
I
am
know you
just
guys have-
assuming he's
I know
like
you guys
wearing
have stuff
like
to do.
giant bags still.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
Yeah, don't run out like overburdened. You'll only tire yourself out really
Oh, that's
fast.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
we should
We'll put-
probably
we'll put most of your stuff in the room, and then
yeah,
we
let's
can
just
lock
give
up.
him
And
one of the keys, so if he needs to
Yeah.
get any of his things, he can.
all right. So you all head up to your room. You make your way. So there's the bones of the beast form a framework, and they've built the building around it. So you head up these walls, and it's almost like at a slant as it's heading up the spine of this creature. And eventually you get to the location where the bartender indicated, the innkeeper, and it's along like this massive rib in its rib cage that the room itself has been molded to form in the similar shape, and yeah, so you're in this hallway and you have access to these rooms that are along this beast skeleton. You head inside, you drop your stuff off. What do you want to do from there on?
I'll just help Cole get set up so that he has what he needs. Do you want to take a couple of flavors of Haagen-Dazs out?
I think that can wait. I just wanna.
All right.
I just wanna see. They look like they have a lot of stuff I haven't tried out there, and I wanted to
All right.
pick.
All right. All right. If
I know you guys
don't
have
need
stuff
your
to
stuff,
do.
yep, you have a key. Go.
All
What was
right,
it?
great. I'm gonna
What
go.
was
Bye.
it, my
Be
child?
free!
He just
There he
heads off.
goes.
Go Hogwild? Is that what they say?
Hog wild.
He's already
Wild.
gone.
Wow,
Okay, I
wow,
know.
wow, wow, wow.
Wow,
He's,
wow, wow.
he's already
wow.
gone.
I'm going to take a moment to get redressed and equipped back into my usual. I mean, I don't really have to be stealthy here, I don't think.
Nah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Shall we
a big
see if we
place.
need an appointment? Appointment? Sorry, brain.
I mean, we'll have to find out where the Lether is first.
True.
Isn't it kind of late?
It's still like maybe like 5 p.m.
Oh, well.
Okay. Maybe he's just clocking out. Uh,
Mhm.
sorry. Uh, yeah. Well, let's see.
All right. So what are you doing? No, that's fine. We're almost done. I just wanted to see where this was gonna
Should
go.
we let's see if we can find what's his name? What's his name?
Logsall?
Logsall?
Logsall.
Oh yeah,
Probably want to go to like wherever the central.
I can scry on him.
So that would have been
What?
the central keep probably where you
Yeah,
guys.
why are we scrying him? We're already in the city.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't remember. He might have moved in the past couple days. Who knows? Well, we can look there first.
Wait, we're talking about, are you thinking about the bounty, or who are we trying to find? The bounty or the guy in charge?
Oh
Guy in
shit.
charge.
Okay, we're
Guy
trying
in
to find the guy in
Okay.
charge.
I was
I'm
like, why
done.
are we scrying Logsall? He's not gonna be hard to find. He's gonna be like sitting in a big chair somewhere.
You're
Or
right.
something.
I'm not thinking.
He's gonna be sitting in a big chair.
Probably.
Yeah.
Not the other guy.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna go head out to find him.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you heading?
Central of the place.
Yeah.
Central
like-
Thanalan.
So like
Central
the old stronghold that used to be on top of Firepoint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'd be a
If
good
it's
place
still
to
there,
start.
yeah.
You follow the signs toward what looks to have been renamed as Evoker Hold.
Oh, that's a great name.
Ooh.
They have really good names here.
I love
Yeah,
this
they're pretty
city,
good at
just
that.
FYI. And you make your way up toward this location. As you're getting closer, the sheer enormity of the stronghold just makes you feel just so tiny. It's actually even bigger than the makeshift one that they built back when they first came into Firepoint. Hiraeth, as you're making your way up here, you actually look down at your feet and you see what look to be like the old cobblestones of the roads
Aw.
into Firepoint.
Oh.
The hold itself seems like this is where the seat of government is, the military as well, barracks, watchtowers, much more heavily guarded and fortified as you come up into here. Do you have your sigil out? Is it
Yeah.
like visible?
Yeah, I'll have it like
Okay.
in hand, and when we get close enough to where people are like looking questioningly, I'll hold it.
Okay,
out.
so like you hold it out, and as like people kind of give you some raised eyebrows as you guys make your way into this hold, and then as you present the orc friend sigil, they kind of nod and they place a hand over their heart and bow toward you.
Oh.
As you're making your way toward the massive stronghold yourself, it's curious. You look over to in between all of these various orca structures. You notice something. There is a house there.
Oh.
An old dwarven house. It is your home.
What?
It's the only dwarven building that is still standing here.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Can I walk up to it?
They paid mad respect.
Is
It's your
like
home.
is the door locked?
Yeah.
And it doesn't really seem like anybody's there. It's just
No, it's just been preserved.
Oh.
Dang.
Damn, you like super orc friend.
yeah. It's almost weird that it's not being used, but I suppose it's nice that it's still there.
They must really respect you.
Well, we did help prevent a war,
That's true.
but
And-
you know, it's nice that they are so gracious when
It's quite a gesture either way. Your home isn't truly gone. That's something.
I
It
wonder
may
if
just be
I could.
memories now, and you may not live here, but
I wonder if we're ever visiting, we can just stay in there.
maybe. Maybe not
Well,
me, but
Maybe, yeah, I was about to say.
Well, you know,
Might be a bit hard for Goff.
we can always make you smaller. That won't last.
All right.
All right, so continuing back toward the stronghold, as you're getting into view, you see out front what looks to be a long banquet table with a number of orcs sitting at it, and they are laughing and drinking. And as you get closer, you recognize them in the firelight. You see a number of Logzul's generals, all arrayed around, and you also see sitting at the head of this banquet table, Logzul himself. His dark blue-green skin sort of flickering, the firelight flickering against his dark blue-green skin, the large hand tattoo on his face, large tusks with the jewelry on them, a long braided beard that reaches down to his navel, and he seems to be just sitting there and having a great time talking with his generals. And his wife, Urzoth, the shaman leader, is sitting nearby, kind of casting a serene gaze across the area.
I guess we will approach them.
Okay. As you approach, there's sort of a lull as they sense people approaching, and there's the conversation dies down a little bit, and then in the firelight, when Logzul recognizes who you are, he gets up very quickly, and he walks up to you, and he just kind of puffs his chest out, and he looks at you very sternly and very seriously, and then he towers over you a little bit, looking down. And then after a moment, he just cracks a smile. He goes, "Ah, ha, 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 ha.
Mhm.
How are you,
Long time no see, big guy.
Ding
orc
dong.
friend?
You guys work fast.
The orcs are an industrious people.
This place is incredible. We've already seen not all of it, but even the small part we have seen is amazing.
Well, what brings you here?
Well, at first it was just one thing, and now it's more than one thing. Do you mind if we sit?
Of course.
He goes back and he sits back at the table. His generals kind of make room for you. They kind of cast glances at you a little suspiciously. They never really liked you, but his
I'll just
wife
smile at them.
his wife Urzoth gives you a kind of a gentle smile and nods.
Okay, somebody's gonna have to remind me the name of the guy that we came here for.
Borgash.
Or let me write that down.
Borgash of the Evoking Hand.
Now, the first thing that brought us all the way out here, how much did you hear about all of the various troublesome things that happened in Arcadia several months ago?
I heard that there were some problems among the folk there.
It's putting it mildly. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that went wrong. One of the things that went wrong was we had a prison break. Several
It's been months at
Arcadian,
this point, yeah.
yeah, several Arcadian criminals got free. So the first reason we came down here was that one of them is an orc who came back here now.
Hmm.
I'm not necessarily coming to you banging my chest saying, you know, we have to establish prisoner transfer. I mean, when all of, I believe he was taken captive in the time of the Orcish raid, so the situation between Arcadia and the new Orcish nation was not the same. I think perhaps Arcadia might see, hopefully, some reason to look at it that way and maybe organize some compromises, but this was one reason that we came.
I will see what I can do.
The name is Borgash of the Evoking Hand. We do believe he's here.
He, at the mention of the name, he kind of raises an eyebrow. And
Please tell me he's not one of these guys.
he takes a long drink of his flag.
Is he
and
one of the
puts it down.
guys?
He puts it down. And he
I was
says,
gonna say I'm gonna look at all of them and see if they like.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Okay.
That was gonna be so embarrassing.
That
It's
was
like when
so
you
fucked, man.
and start shit talking one of his friends when he's right
says,
there.
He says, well, if you seek Borgash, I'm afraid you've come all this way to leave empty-handed.
Oh,
Oh?
why is that?
Because he is under my protection.
Is he a friend?
Why does he need protect? Besides from us, but like I said, we're here to talk.
I haven't seen him in quite some time, and we have some catching up to do.
At that point, you see a silhouette in the shadow of the stronghold entrance. And stepping out, you see a towering orc. If it wasn't for the fact that you knew he was an orc, you could swear that this man might have some giant blood in him. He bearing an eye patch, old, graying-looking hair, a top knot. This is Borgash of the Evoking Hand.
Oh
And
boy!
as he steps from the shadows, he looks toward Logzalm and he says,
It seems that we have company, brother.
and that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
I just want to remind everybody that it's never good when someone steps out of the shadows in the middle of the conference room. If someone does that, they're absolutely up to some no good shit.
Alan was absolutely about to bring a poll, like, hey, you got your best chef's circle or something? Our friend...
This got awkward.
Hey, you know what? It's fine. It's fine.
It's
Goff put his
fine.
own fucking brother in prison. He won't have any problem with this. Fucking brother. Who gives a shit? He fucking sucks. He deserves to get owned.
Maybe it doesn't suck as bad as we thought. I don't know.
He killed a lot of people. He enslaved a bunch of people.
Okay, man. Guess you're right.
We already know that for sure.
I don't know. International
Also-
dealing with crime across country borders is really weird.
Yeah. Also, may or may not have something to do with the shit going on by the players.
He is. I am like 99% sure he's the fucking reason that people are getting that
Yeah,
these orcs attacked. I am like almost certain.
That'll be interesting next week.
Oh boy, what a complicated web we weave, y'all.
I wanted to get to that point because I thought it would be a great way to end this session.
Oh my
boy.
goodness.
Oh jeez. Oh man.
Oh jeez, oh man.
Where did I put my lid?
Good night, Patrick. Oh,
night,
it goes so
Patty.
fast.
Yeah.
Oh no, he didn't. That was the bot. I thought Patrick left
Oh,
really
okay.
fast
No,
because
that was the bot.
Patrick will say bye and then leave immediately. Goodbye,
Good night,
Patrick.
Patty.
Night,
Good
Patty.
Oh, that was...
Oh man.
Oh man. Oh,
It's a rough and wild
jeez.
time in old Orkland.
This is going to be yet another really anxiety-inducing negotiation with orcs again.
I love
Oh,
this city,
man.
by the way. Did you mention I love this city?
It's really
Yeah.
cool. I
Yeah.
keep picturing like the markets from Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor, but like for obvious reasons, not as spacey. But it's really cool.
It's like a better Duratar. Just
Yeah.
saying.
It's like a Durotar that doesn't suck ass to navigate.
Yeah. It's a Duratar that has a big skull in it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This catboy named Nicolas Cage. I
That's
hate
really
that.
funny, actually. Nicolas.
Nicola.
I love that tavern already. And I love the names for the districts. I love I love.
Yep, I worked really hard on this city.
I'm so glad Hold gets to experience this city.
Oh god, Red, I just looked at Toolshed 40 again.
Toolshed 40.
Toolshed 40 is a serial killer waiting to happen.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's just so threatening that he's level 70 and just in a bunch of really shitty leveling gear.
What is
Just
this?
looking like I put it in the Cryptid Watch last night. It's this like
Oh.
we saw this guy on Balmung, and it's this Rugen man
Oh,
called
this guy.
Toolshed 40, and at first it's like whatever, he's like a sprout with a bunch of really weird leveling gear. And then I
Except
looked and
he's
saw he's level
not.
70.
He's level 70 and he is just
What?
wearing that gear. It's not even glamored, he's just
It's
wearing it for
not
shits and
glamored.
giggles.
That's so weird.
He just looks like a fucking serial killer.
What a weird man.
Yeah. Balmung is such a weird place.
Balmung is certainly a place.
Among it's certainly a place.
It's kind of cool that people are organizing events on other servers. and
Yeah,
Are they
this
organizing
is what I
anything on
wanted.
Sark?
Now it's just like you just load all your friends into a big old boat and go sail over to whatever server and go hang out at an event.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh,
You know what?
bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey.
Night.
Night.
Gamers.
Gamer.
Gamer.
Gamer. I'm gonna hop out. Oh, wait, I'm gonna stop recording first. I'm gonna hop out.